Alrighty, let's
go.
go. Boys, we got back.
We're back.
How y'all doing?
We're
You
back.
ready? You ready?
Bro, what do y'all have on?
Where your pants at, boy?
We're
What
live.
you been wearing?
We're live. Y'all came out here in your drawers, bro. You can't do that. You can't do that. You're not at home.
We ain't online no more.
Go put some pants on.
You just got socks,
Bro,
bro.
what is wrong with y'all? What is wrong with y'all?
Where your shoes at?
What is wrong with them, man?
It's time for the ultimate Madden Bowl, the longest, the biggest, and the best tournament of the year.
The Madden Bowl. $1 million up for the whole tournament.
End zone touchdown! Head into the Bay Area.
Who will be that guy? Right now, it starts the epic run.
This is somebody that should not be trifled with.
You cannot mess with David T.
Oh! David T kicks his way to $25,000.
Yo, come on.
He is booking a trip to the next round of the Madden Bowl. COBO, stick work on 1,000.
Touchdown, COBO.
Come on. He is showing up and showing out right now.
The biggest tournament of the year, the ultimate Madden Bowl.
Live and in person.
This is going to be one of the best Madden Bowls ever.
Into the end zone. Touchdown, Fancy.
Come on. The hot streak continues. Send this man to the Bay Area.
I think he's going to be very dangerous in this tournament.
Greatest of all time.
Bow down to your king, Henry Leverett. He is a 5-time Madden belt winner. Talk to me.
Henry's the GOAT. There's no doubt about it.
Let's go! Belt me.
Come on, bro. The guy is built for this moment. He's going to make history.
Easy. The Madden Bowl is underway.
I cannot wait.
That's the type of energy you got to bring when it's the Madden Bowl.
Welcome to the Madden Bowl. It is show time.
San Francisco, California, the site of the ultimate Madden Bowl, back in the Bay Area. Listen, we'll have a whole lot of pomp and circumstance when we get to game time, but we got some stuff to get through. I know there are a lot of Madden Ultimate Team's heads out there looking forward to this pregame show as the players enter our EA studios here in Redwood City, and they are getting prepped for their week of action here at the Ultimate Madden Bowl presented by PS5. We've got our pregame show, our reveal stream for the Super Bowl program. We are so happy to have you guys along with us. Nick Mazesco alongside one great user, Tyler Davis, Boogs, and Clef the God. We'll get to those guys in just a bit, but I know there are a lot of Madden Ultimate Team fans out there. We're going to reveal to you the Super Bowl program. This is the first of 2 Super Bowl program releases. The program is targeted to drop tomorrow, so I know a lot of you are going to be in that Madden game tomorrow looking for this new program. As a reminder, everything you see is a work in progress, but let's get to it. We're going to do a lot of the nitty-gritty, get that out of the way first. We start off with the Field Pass. This, of course, new to Madden this year, way to earn some new rewards by playing through the Super Bowl program. Here's a whole lot of objectives. There's a lot out there, and I know that you see those ring fragment collectibles at level 4, level 10, level 22. We will get to those in just a little bit. Don't you worry about that one. Level 2, 7, 13, 16, 19, 20, and 25. You see those Super Bowl players that we will be revealing on this stream shortly. So let's talk about that ring fragment collectible. It is a new addition to the Super Bowl program. This is the Super Bowl ring strategy item. That's right. You can get yourself a Super Bowl ring strategy item. Through both parts of the Super Bowl program, you can earn ring fragments to earn the Super Bowl ring strategy item. There are 3 ring fragments in the Field Pass. There are 2 from challenges, and there are 2 from house rules. There'll also be a Super Bowl ring fragment set where you can exchange 2 88 overall Super Bowl players for an extra fragment. You can see on the screen what that Super Bowl ring strategy item does for you. You can earn up to 8 ring fragments, but you only need to exchange 6 to earn the Super Bowl ring strategy item that boosts all players, +2 catching, +2 tackle, +2 impact blocking, +1 strength. It also comes with a special boost for all Super Bowl players as a whole of +1 speed, +1 excel. On top of that, the team that wins the Super Bowl will receive an additional boost from the Super Bowl ring strategy items. So I know that you might have some Chiefs players out there, might have some Eagles players out there. They might get a boost if they're able to win. Here's the ring fragment that you can see that you will be able to collect. And by the way, looks pretty tough. I know it's just like part of a strategy item, but it actually looks kind of tough out there. Let's get to challenges, shall we? I know there are a lot of solo players at home. Here's the set for those Super Bowl ring fragments. As you can see, you only need 6 to catch that in. So let's get to the challenges, because this is where a lot of solo players out there, a lot of those people at home wondering, how can I earn some XP in that field pass just with those solo challenges? There are 40 total challenges over 3 sequences called the Super Bowl, A Decisive Decade, The Last Ride, and Super Fans. Now, these Super Bowl challenges have some milestones with them. These milestones, there are 7 tiers of milestones consisting of XP, a ring fragment collectible you see at tier 4, and at tier 6 you have the option to choose between a 92 overall account-bound player or an 86 plus overall Super Bowl player. So some nice rewards there just for doing your solos at home. Predictor tokens, yep, they're there. I know you guys were using those predictor tokens throughout the playoffs. Earn Super Bowl predictor tokens through the field pass and house rules to place into 24 different sets based on what you think will happen in the Super Bowl to earn coin rewards. Note the playoff game predictor tokens are not eligible for these sets. It's only the Super Bowl playoff or the Super Bowl predictors. So different from those playoff game predictors. All right, let's get to some house rules. This is a long shot house rules event. It's gonna be active for the Super Bowl program. Basic rules, each team has 7 plays to score with double points for 20-plus yard touchdowns and 1 point for any play that goes 10-plus yards. Not just a score, but any play that goes for 10-plus yards. You can see on the screen those 10 levels of rewards, most notably the ring fragments at levels 3 and 8, as well as a 94 overall account-bound Super Bowl player fantasy pack at level 6. Really nice rewards if you're a house rules fan, and sounds like a pretty fun event to play. All right. That's through the nitty gritty, boys and girls. There's a lot there. I saw you guys, you were digesting all of it, getting into that one. Anybody here house rules fans? Anybody going to hop in the house rules?
No, I'm a head-to-head guy.
Tyler Davis. Yeah, Tyler Davis.
Tyler's the house. Resident house.
He is a house rules guy.
I like house rules.
Yeah.
All right, we got one house rules fan. Everybody else can be hopping head-to-head. Now, we have a lot of players to reveal, so let's get to first those Super Bowl elite players. It's 86 to 92 overall. You see the list here. Some notable players: 88 overall Sammy Watkins, 90 overall that Nick Foles out of position at wide receiver. Any Eagles fans out there? I know Nick Foles holds a special place in your heart. 92 overall Raheem Mostert, 92 overall Grady Jarrett. I know Boog's excited about Grady Jarrett, Atlanta man. Atlanta
course.
Falcon. I mean, you're a Lions fan, but
fraud.
Still, all right. Well, we were having such a nice time here together for the first time in a while, and user had to ruin it. Here is your 86 overall Super Bowl Elite Fantasy Pack. Exchange 184 to 85 overall player and 382 to 83 overall players to receive an 86 overall Super Bowl Elite Fantasy Pack. Next set is the 88 overall. That is 286 overall Super Bowl players and 184 to 85 overall players. You get that 88 overall Super Bowl Elite Fantasy Pack. What if you want 88 plus? Well, you got to exchange 5 86 overall Super Bowl players and 184 to 85 overall player to receive that Super Bowl Elite. Let's go to 90 overall, 288 overall Super Bowl players and an 86 overall Super Bowl player to receive 190 overall Super Bowl Elite Fantasy Pack. You can also just get a random 90 plus overall Super Bowl Elite if you exchange 488 overall Super Bowl players and 186 overall Super Bowl player. And last but not least, that 92 overall Super Bowl Elite Fantasy Pack. It's going to take 290 overall Super Bowl players and 188 overall Super Bowl player to receive that 92 overall Super Bowl Elite Fantasy Pack. All right. So those are your elites. Those are some of those sets to get those elites, and we'll get to more of those players in just a little bit, get some feedback from the guys. But first, I don't know if anybody out there is interested. I'll check with you guys. Anybody here want to win a trip to the Super Bowl?
Oh, absolutely.
You want one? I think everybody here would want a trip to the Super Bowl. So make sure you head on over to MaddenBowlGiveaway.com for a chance to win a trip for 2 to the Super Bowl in Arizona. That's tickets, that is airfare, and that is accommodations, all to the Super Bowl. 2 tickets. Again, do it, MaddenBowlGiveaway.com. Head over. It's super easy to sign up, guys. I've looked at the website. It is very simple. There's a whole lot of ways to get some entries, including just watching here and sticking here. So make sure you check that out, MaddenBowlGiveaway.com. Let's talk about the matchups we have coming up tonight here on the Madden Bowl broadcast. We kick things off with an 8-1-8 battle of guys who know each other pretty well. It is none other than the number 1 player in the world, 5-time belt winner Henry. He is taking on COBO, looking to have a little upset here in the quarterfinals. Following that, we will have a battle of the 12 and 13 seed. It is David T. He didn't need to qualify for a live event to get here. He won his first game, and he's still fighting. He's taking on LCQ winner Fancy. Winners of those games, they will play each other. And at the end of today, tomorrow, and next week, we will have a belt winner. Somebody is taking home $250,000 and that beautiful belt. That's right, a little hardware. I think Henry's gonna have to buy an entirely new shelving system for all the belts. I don't know if you're allowed to wear 7 belts at once, but he's working his way towards it. Gentlemen, let's talk a little bit about the game we have coming up. Henry taking on COBO. And User, you have said this is a tough task for Henry because going up against a crewmate, you can't surprise your crewmate. Is Henry going to have any tricks up his sleeve?
I don't know if he's gonna have any tricks up his sleeve, but it's one thing when you're playing your crewmate, you know the little nuances, the little things that can get up under his skin. And now that you're face to face, I'm wondering if Hen Dog has a little trickery. Where you know, might brush up on him like, what's up, little man? You know what I'm saying? See what Henry, how he's gonna approach this game, how is he gonna shake COBO off, and especially this being COBO's first live event.
Ty, no doubt, COBO knows Henry being in that same crew, but at the same time, there's none of that mystique of Henry when you're playing with somebody in your crew. He's not scared of him. He knows what he does. Does COBO have a shot today?
He definitely has a shot, but all the pressure in the world on COBO here. I'm excited to see what he brings. His first ever live event. You see, we have a live audience here tonight. We got, all the bright lights are on him. His first event. Him and Henry know each other so well, right? They're like the main lab partners with each other, so they haven't played in a while. It's gonna be tough. The odds are stacked against COBO here, but I'm excited to see what he can do. Maybe pull off the upset.
Bogues, are we gonna see something different from Henry here in the live environment?
I think you're going to see more of the same. I think he's at a point now in his career where he's just super comfortable. So I think you're going to see him doing more of the same, the things he's been doing as of late in these last tournaments where he's just really kind of locked in, playing super loose. And he's like, you know what, it is what it is. I've done this 4 times, 5 times if you include the team belt. So it's like he's done this so many times. There's nothing else to see.
Clef, do we expect any nerves from COBO in his first live in-person event?
Oh, yeah. You're going to expect a lot of nerves. I mean, if you say you're not nervous coming out here, even people who have experience are nervous being out here. It's a different environment. You playing for a lot of money. It's the Madden Bowl. You're going to see COBO be nervous. The thing is, does he shake back from them nerves? Can he get those under control and really capitalize and get some momentum going early?
Well, User and Bogues, you guys got a chance to sit down with Henry. You discussed a little bit of his MCS career as well as his response to a few choice words from his fellow Madden brethren. That was pretty fun. And you asked him if he is going to be able to win another belt now that he's in person. Wear your crown, King Henry!
What's going on? I'm your boy, One Great User, here with the 4-time individual champion, King Henry. What's going on, Henry? What's up? We're supposed to be here with somebody else. Where's Bugs? Oh, here he come.
My boy.
The champ is here.
Not too often you get to hold a belt, you know what I'm saying? But here you go, my boy. Congratulations on winning the belt.
Touchdown,
man!
That's a dot.
Come on, man!
He is a 5-time MCS champion.
I don't know if you've been hearing the chatter, because I'm for the streets. I want to make sure you hear what the streets are saying. Some of it good, some of it bad. Hit play right there. Let me get your reaction on that.
No one thought someone would win 2 belts in the same year. He's done that back-to-back years. $500,000 in the span of 365 days. Nothing is going to take away from what he's done this past year and the legacy that he's cemented in this game.
I do think the live events, it's just different environment, It's definitely different than online, It's like, Henry, he been a homebody his whole life, He ain't really, been outside like that, you feel me?
Well, Henry in a good situation where he already did all this before that, so he's not going to go into these tournaments. He don't go into these tournaments with no pressure. There's no pressure on him at all. It's going to affect new people who ain't never been there before.
I gotta say it. Henry a little better online than he was in person. It just is what it is, You gotta see if he's really built in person, because it's a little different when, sitting next to a opponent.
Now, when you see these, your peers, and you hear these comments, COVID era, COVID belt, bubble champion, what do you think?
I don't know what some of them is talking about for real. I'm pretty sure I had better placings than everybody that said it matters when it was an in-person tournament. I mean, I made my finals, my first one. That was in person. I'm gonna be honest, I never thought the in-person stuff mattered. Like nobody gonna jump across the screen and fight me. So I don't know what I'm supposed to be scared of or nothing, so.
People feel like the energy, yes, nobody's reaching across, putting hands on you, but people feel like you can feel that energy. If you was playing somebody like Clef the God or Noah, where you feel that, you know they're capping at you and they're bringing that intensity to you. How do you feel about being back on this stage?
Oh yeah, I'm ready for it, man. I grew up competing against my brothers and my father and stuff. So You know, I've never been the one to like talk first for real. You know, that's never been me. But you know, if somebody says something, I'm gonna for sure respond back. You know, that's how I always been. You know, that's how it was in that joke game. You know, when I played joke in person.
And here goes up the middle. He's into the end zone. Say something. Say something.
It's like cool. It's like the experience is fun, but like I never felt intimidated ever once. So it's really just about gameplay for real. That's really all I care about.
Your first opponent is COBO. Somebody in the crew, you know, somebody that you spend a lot of time playing, a lot of time just talking Madden and stuff like that. Tell the people what those games are typically like in the Discord and what you expect it to be like in this live.
Typically in the Discord, I ain't gonna lie. So COBO is like my little seed, man. You know, I've been.
You're his daddy.
Yeah. Hey, I've been with COBO for a little minute now. You know, since he was a young boy.
Right now, COBO's got Jack Organ at the UPS store. He is absolutely boxed.
He done got better. He done really improved a lot.
Yeah.
He's like a respected top player now. So I ain't gonna lie, there was a stretch I lost 7 in a row to him.
All the extra things that come with being at a live, do you think he's ready for that? And do you feel like that gives you that added advantage?
I know COBO, he's for sure gonna be shook. I'm gonna try to get him shook too, you know. As I said before, I'm not the one to cap first. I might start capping first a little bit just to get him off his game.
See why you don't your pad. Bow down to your king.
Greatest of all time.
Well, great job, gentlemen. That was a lot of fun to hear from the 5-time champ, and can't wait to watch him in action later today. Let's get back to those Super Bowl reveals and talk about some players. We're going to go to the heroes. 94 overall, all of these heroes are. We start off on the offensive line. How about Taylor Lewan, 6'7", 309, Titans chem, edge protector for 1, nasty streak for 1. That is going to help shore up your offensive line. Let's go to the halfbacks, and we go to Damian Williams, long time Kansas City Chief, Dolphins chem, Bears chem, Falcons chem, 5'11", 225, gets backfield mismatch 4-0, goal line back for 1. Back to the O-line we go. Patriots legend, I know Tyler Davis is excited about that one. How about Trent Brown? Niners, Raiders, Patriots chem, 6'8", 380 with edge protector for 1 at left tackle. Reminder, all these heroes, 94 overalls. Kareem Jackson. We go Texans, Broncos chem, pick artist for 0 at strong safety, 94 speed. Middle linebacker Ernest Jones with Rams chem, 6'2", 230, lurker for 0, inside stuff for 1. And we finish it off with, Shaq Barrett, outside linebacker. Broncos and Bucks chem, 92 speed, 6'2", 250. Jonathan Casillas, outside linebacker, Saints, Bucks, Patriots, Giants chem, 6', 225, gets goal line stuff for 0. And we close it out with Keanu Neal, Falcons, Cowboys, Bucks chem, 94 speed, gets pick artist for 0, medium route KO for 1, inside stuff for 1. You can earn these from the 94 overall Super Bowl hero set. Exchange 2 92 overall Super Bowl players and a 90 overall Super Bowl player to receive a 94 overall Super Bowl hero fantasy pack. All right, those are your 94 overall heroes. We worked through those pretty quickly because we got to get to the full meal, and we start off with those 97 overall LTDs. I know everybody's going to be LTD hunting, trying to get that quick sell of coins from these LTEs. We start things off with Forrest Gregg. Forrest Gregg, 96 strength right tackle, 97 pass block. He's got Green Bay Packers chem, was part of, I believe, the first Super Bowl team. Lifeguard for 0, nasty streak for 1, identifier for 0, secure protector for 1, and post up for 1. We move on. Outside linebacker Rod Martin had 3 interceptions in Super Bowl 15 when the Raiders defeated the Eagles 27-10. Raiders chem, 6'2", 218, pick artist for 0, flat zone for 1, enforcer for 0, lurker for 1, and tackle supreme for 1. Why don't we get a secondary player out there? How about Jalen Mills? Jalen Mills, I know the Eagles fans are excited for this one. Another Eagle out there. Eagles and Pats chem, flat zone for 1, tip drill for 0, pick artist for 0, mid zone for 1, deep out zone for 1, 96 speed, Jalen Mills. Let's talk about Jalen Mills for a little bit. And I'll go to Tyler Davis first because he gets Patriots cam.
Oh, yeah.
So I know that already there's a homer pick there. But this Jalen Mills, you look at those abilities, that tip drill for 0, that pick artist for 0. This is somebody that can help shore up your team. And he's an LTD.
No doubt about it. Decent size, 6 foot. And you talked about it. The 0 AP for tip drill pick artist is massive. 1 AP for the deep out zone KO. But Patriots theme team, Eagles theme team, you can put them on a lot of different squads on your roster.
Yeah, and Clef, we're not seeing so many of the needing 6'4", 6'5" guys out there. Jalen Mills at 6 foot. Is he playable out there for a lot of these teams?
Yeah, he is. A lot of those 6'4", 6'5" guys, they're outdated. The Calvin Johnsons, the Carmichaels, they're kind of moving away from that. So you got a guy right here, 6 foot, 96 speed, getting the zone archetype where he can get pick artists deep out and mid zone and flat zone. That's something that is meta right now, running a lot of zones, so he can definitely be usable.
All right, let's go to our final of our 97 overall LTDs. He's going to be cooking with a new coach, and he's feeling dangerous. How about Russell Wilson? That's right. Possibly, can he possibly, Sean Payton, get something out of him this year? Tough season, last one for Russell Wilson, but 5'11", 215, Seahawks and Broncos chem. His abilities, gunslinger for 0, dashing for 0, pass lead elite for 2, fearless for 1, and hot route master for 2. Not a bad piece. If you're looking for a quarterback, you're able to pull one of those LTDs. Should be a nice pull. Now, we've talked about the LTDs. Let's get to the champions. This is where we're going to do a nice deep dive on these players. I know these guys are excited to look at them. So let's start things off with Darnell Dockett and Clef the God. I'm going to go to you because you are one of the best at stopping the run. You look at Darnell Dockett. Inside stuff for 1, goal line stuff for 0. Also gets that El Toro for 0. So he can help in the pass game and the run defense.
Yeah, he's real versatile. And this El Toro ability right here, this is the one you'll see in Madden Bowl a lot. A lot of these guys use this. Why? It's 0 AP. It's the best pass rush ability for 0 AP. With a lot of people out here having secure protector, edge protector, you can put that on, still have a pass rush ability. So when his pass points are full and he got the max pass points, you can get that bull rush animation and he'll run over the O-lineman.
All right, I got to go to Tyler Davis for this one. Our second of these beautiful 97 over from the Super Bowl program, again, releasing tomorrow. You ever heard about this Julian Edelman guy?
Top 5 slot receiver all time?
No. No.
I think so. No. You see this Julian Edelman, I think he's going to be extremely popular here in Mud. You talk about the slot-o-matic 0 AP, short and elite, which we're going to see a lot of in the Madden Bowl for 0 AP. Playmaker, which is underrated. You know, we haven't seen a lot, but only 1 AP for that. You got route tech, human joystick, of course. I love me some Julian Edelman. Like, what can I say? I'm biased, but I think this guy's going to be very popular now in Madden Ultimate Team.
Yeah, and again, these slot receivers, we're seeing it here in the MCS. They're starting to get a lot of play out here, so he could certainly be one. Now, we've got 2 more to reveal, but we got to do it a little bigger because these are 2 of the biggest names in NFL history. All right, Ray Lewis. I mean, user. What more is there to say about Ray Lewis? Obviously, his pass item was at 92 overall, most feared, and he is one of the most feared linebackers of all time. He gets Lurker for 0, Enforcer for 0, and Crusher for 1, and he's just an absolute beast to have out there.
I mean, he's arguably the best linebacker of all time, the best middle linebacker of all time, so it's a must-have having Ray Lewis. The 94 speed, I feel like they cheated him. He should have been at least 95, 96. You got to represent with Ray. Regardless, you got to put him on the squad. Ravens theme team, do a Super Bowl theme team, all Madden Legends theme team. You got to get Ray Lewis out there. Like you said, he has 0 AP Lurker. He's just a stud and a must-have.
I just need the entrance. That's all I need. I just need Ray Lewis entrance if I put him on my squad. Boogs, let's talk a little bit about Jerome Bettis. Of course, one of the greatest power backs. Power backs have been a really nice piece here in Madden 23. Short and elite for 0, goal line back for 0, bruiser for 0, and I feel like if they didn't give him goal line back, there was something wrong at the office, but they figured it out because Bettis is one of the best to punch it in the end zone.
Oh, for sure. I mean, anytime you get the bus, Detroit's very own, somebody that came straight out of Detroit, and a guy that's a big back. Typically, you don't get these bruiser backs that has short and elite for 0 AP. So the fact that you get that, that's a huge plus. Then you also have goal line back, like you said, and then you can also throw backfield master if you're not using hot route master on your quarterback.
Yeah, I knew you'd bring up that he was Detroit born.
Yeah, Detroit versus everybody.
ladies and gentlemen, it wouldn't be a reveal stream if we didn't talk about, first of all, these sets, and we'll get to the giveaway in a second, but let's talk about these sets. To get these champions, 594 overall Super Bowl players to receive that 97 overall champion, so cash them in and get those champions. Let's do a giveaway, because I know you all are here. I see you in the chat. You guys are excited. You want some of these players. Why don't we give away all those champions? That's pretty good. We're going to do them all.
That's great.
Just look at them. Julian Edelman, Ray Lewis, Jerome Bettis, and Darnell Dockett. We're giving away all of these champions in one giveaway. The lucky winner, Deidre 10. Congratulations, you are taking home the dump truck. That is your Super Bowl program. A reminder that is releasing in-game tomorrow. Gentlemen, let's get to what we have at hand here. We have our first live in-person tournament in 3 years. Let's get some predictions for game number 1. User, I'm going to start with you. Henry taking on COBO in our first game of the day. Who you got winning?
I mean, let's be real here. You got Henry. He's back in his first live in 3 years. You got COBO making his first appearance at a live. People are counting COBO out. People don't think that he's ready to step up for the moment, Nick. But I'm going to be honest. There's a lot of people ready to shine up under the lights. I believe COBO is one of them. I just don't believe he can get it done versus the 5-time. Henry's going to take it, man.
All right, now before I go to Tyler Davis, it is important to point out he is the new mush, right? We are all in agreement.
100%.
100%.
Own it. New mush.
So, hey, new mush, welcome to the squad.
Congratulations.
I'm not shaking your hand. Get out of here.
Too sensitive.
I mean, listen, 1 and 6 is great for a top draft pick.
What about all the previous times they were?
I don't remember that. You guys remember that?
That was years ago.
Yeah, I don't remember.
That was decades
They
ago.
whisper your accomplishments. That's what they do.
It's brutal. Well,
I want to call for the record. We need to see these standings.
No,
we don't.
you don't
No,
get
we
that
don't.
right.
Yes.
We're good.
Yes.
We're good. Well, how about this? Start off on the right foot. Who's winning this one?
Come on, see?
Thank you.
Look at that.
Whoa!
Bugatti Books. Whoa. Bugatti Books. Step up.
Wait, but who's that at the top? Excuse me?
Can you
Where
use
did this
them?
graphic come from?
Can you use
I don't know about you.
They didn't tell me that.
I wasn't in that meeting. I don't know what's going on, but I do not approve of this.
Hey, Clef, Mr. Mediocrity right there. 5 and 5, baby.
A little mediocre,
This is
but it's a
crazy.
small sample size. Give me
Yeah.
more time, second half of the season. I'll be better.
You like being 500?
I'll be better. No,
Let's just talk about the
you
real
under
mush.
500.
You 500. All right, look.
You like the Lions. You like the Pistons. You represent Detroit.
Here's the
very
thing.
well.
Honestly, what the real problem was is somehow, some way, I'm over here rooting for you, and things went wrong a lot of
Whoa,
times. So
that's
a lot of my
crazy.
losses betting
That's
on you.
crazy.
Pretty much.
That's
That's
crazy.
is what it is.
He's saying you the reason he the mush.
Let's get some predictions. Tyler Davis, who you got?
Yeah, it's all about the experience. I see them both standing over there. Big pressure on COBO. I got to go Henry, 5-time champ.
Folks?
I gotta go Henry. It hurts to say it because
Sorry, Henry, you got picked by the mush. Clef, who you got?
I mean, if you think I'm gonna pick COBO, I can't. I can't. It's Henry. It's his time right now. I gotta just go. I gotta go win him, man. COBO first live. He's a great player. Got a lot of talent. I expect him to be at a lot of lives, but I think it's just Henry's time.
Should be a great day of action, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. Our first live event in 3 years, the Ultimate Madden Bowl presented by PS5. We got game action coming up after this.
This is 6-time Pro Bowler Ocho Cinco, and you're watching the Ultimate Madden Bowl. The GOAT is about to hit the sticks. Can King Henry be crowned for the 6th time and become the back-to-back Ultimate Madden Bowl champion? Stay tuned to find out.
Nothing superstitious, but definitely a light stomach. Don't want to eat too much, and I got to make my room like pretty hot because I hate having cold hands or being cold while I'm playing. So I usually cut off like all my fans and make sure the room kind of gets hot.
On game day, I don't eat the entire day until after I'm done playing. I do that every time. I don't try to get any games in that day either. So the first game y'all see me playing, that's the first game of the day. Sometimes even 2 days, I just won't play at all because, I just want my mind to be focused on one thing.
I usually get Chipotle before every game, to be honest. Get a little chicken bowl here, some brown rice, you know what I'm saying? That's usually what I eat. I eat around like 2-3 hours before the game, and then I'm locking in.
This is going to be kind of a, I guess, bizarre one, but I like to have liquid foods. I really like smoothies on game days, like high-calorie smoothies. For me, it's just something that I'm just like a big smoothie fan, and I always just like having smoothies. And then something that I actually do after the game too, I tell myself after the game, no matter what ends up happening, I'm just going to go get Chinese. Win or lose, that's always the first thing I plan on doing.
If I ever lose a tournament, that controller gets thrown away. So, you know, if I lose a tournament in that controller, it gets thrown away, gotta buy a new one. Game days, I will not eat until after I play, because on game days, the stomach's always a little upset, so like I'm not really trying to eat, so I don't eat until after I play.
You lose all the momentum, but here you are, marching right back down the field.
Ball at the 18 for Clef the God, maybe his final chance. Clef the God looking, firing for the end zone, and it's picked off! And no one's gonna win the belt, swagging around!
17-year-old Noah as he hoists that belt, the Madden Challenge champion.
People say you don't know what you got till it's gone. Truth is, you knew what you had, you just never thought you'd lose it. What we thought would be weeks turned into months, which turned into years. 3 long years, nearly 1,100 days. A community is built by the thing that unites it. It could be a place, practice, circumstance, a game, but it stays together through the relationships, the family created within it. And as a community, you persevered and kept going. Hundreds of miles apart, you never stopped. Tonight, the Madden community reunites. En route to crowning a champion on competitive gaming biggest stage. This is prime time, so be happy. But remember to play like mad. The Ultimate Madden Bowl, live and in person, starts now.
1,094 days. That's how long it has been since we have been together as a community, and we are back. San Francisco, California, the site of the Ultimate Madden Bowl, presented by PS5. We will crown a $250,000 champ by the end of this tournament, and that beautiful Madden belt will be handed out. The studio is packed. The energy is unmatched. We are back together as a family. Ladies and gentlemen, so happy to be back with you. Nick Mazesco alongside one great user, Tyler Davis, Boogs, and Clef the God. Live and in-person user. It has been a long time coming. It has been far too long, but we are back.
It's amazing to be here. First off, I'm looking. I said I picked Henry. Then I look on the front row. I see COBO parents. I'm like, hold on. He might have a home field advantage right here. They better make sure they hear some noise every time Henry's in a situation. And it's just a blessing to be in this position, to be able to watch these players come back to alive, especially after what all we experienced. Now the question is, are they ready for this moment?
TD, not to get too Gus Johnson goal clap. What's going on, man?
What's going on?
It's been a long time.
Oh, I got goosebumps right now. I mean, the passion. We got a live audience, 3 years in the making. I'm getting emotional thinking about it. We are back. We got so much at stake. These players are ready. Guys, I cannot wait to get this going.
Boogs, you've said we're going to learn a lot about these players. It doesn't get tougher than having to play a few feet away from your opponent.
Oh, yeah, it's a totally different monster when you have to sit right next to your opponent and feel that energy, feel that wave of heat when they're looking at you, when they stare at you. Henry said he's going to look at COBO and make him feel that heat. So we're going to find out if COBO can handle it. COBO has the home field advantage, kind of like what User said, but we're going to find out what he's made of.
Clef, what's it like for these players waiting back here, getting ready to play their game? How much nerves, anticipation is waiting for them?
It's the most nerves that you'll ever feel. You're so anxious. You're just so ready to go. You know, it's like playing real football. After that first drive, first play, you kind of warmed up and you ready and you so locked in. But being backstage, those minutes, they going by so slow. The seconds, the hours. You just ready to get out here and see, am I who I thought I was? Did I put the work in like I think I did? Just trying to confirm who you thought you were, the work you put in, and they can't wait to play.
How about we get to some Madden action? You guys ready?
Oh, yeah.
We're back at it. We're back live. And we're going to get to our first game of the day. And we introduce the first player involved. And this man, he needs no introduction at this point. The 5-time belt winner, Henry.
Okay, Hen Dog. Okay, Hen Dog.
5 belts to his name, looking to add the 6th one here in the Ultimate Madden Bowl as he works his way towards $1 million in career earnings. Henry Leverett, 19 years old, Austin, Texas. And you know that the GOAT is going to be ready to play. But he's got a tall task introducing our second player, his crewmate, and the man he said he has played more than anybody else. It's COBO.
Feet heat.
818's own COBO had a great bounce back in the first game here, the Madden Bowl, to earn his spot here, his first live event. First time playing in person. He's got to do it against the 5-time. Welcome to the Madden community, young man. But I know that talking to him, no nerves there. He is as ready to go. Let's take a look at our tail of the tape, see how these two match up numbers-wise. Of course, Henry, no surprise to see him sitting there at the #1 overall in the power rankings. 4 career bowl appearances and $185,000 in MCS 23 earnings. But Ty, not too bad for COBO, $75K already earned.
Not too bad, and COBO's come close a bunch of times. Finally gets to his first live event, bounced back last week in the Madden Bowl, but he's going up against the top guy in the sport. Both these guys obviously know each other so well in the same crew. Something's got to give.
#1 player in the world, getting to talk to from the admins. I wonder if everybody's going to be easy today. That's what my question is. Henry seeking his 3rd straight Madden Bowl belt. If you don't know who this man is, we appreciate you tuning in to Competitive Madden and learn about him for the first time, because if you've seen any tournament, you've probably seen him hold up a belt to this point. Henry Leverett, 20-3 here in the MCS 23, 13th MCS major appearance, 3rd all-time tie. He's only 19 years old. That's what's scary about him, is this man's in the prime of his career.
It's unbelievable. How can you be the GOAT at 19 years old? $661,000. He's on a path to $1 million. Like I said, the top guy in the sport. I mean, the accolades speak for themselves. Just unbelievable at 19 years old. But this is an interesting matchup, right? Having to go up against a guy that knows you like the back of your hand. We'll see if Henry can finally get that in-person belt. The only thing missing on his resume.
Here's his mud item to watch. 96 overall, Cowboys legend, Michael Irvin.
Yeah, this Michael Irvin, brand new legend. You're going to see him out here a lot in this tournament. You got the short in and short out elite abilities for 0 AP, which Henry's going to rock at that receiver position.
On the flip side, crewmate, friend, lab partner, what more can you say? Upset-minded COBO looking to get a win in his first live MCS major. He's looking for his first MCS major belt. Hoping to get one of his own and not have to borrow one of Henry's. Fewest games played this season among the Madden Bowl field of 14. TD, 19 years old from Indio, California. Efficient with what he's been able to do.
Yeah, really efficient. Finally gets over the hump. And he's got his family in the front row. If that doesn't motivate you to be great in the Madden Bowl, I don't know what to tell you. A lot on the line here for COBO. Let's see if he can live up to the hype.
Not that Eagles fans need anything more to pump themselves up, but how about mud item to watch Brian Dawkins?
Yeah, if you want to counter Henry's high-powered offensive attack, this brand new legend, Brian Dawkins, has that deep zone KO abilities, of course, and has that crusher ability. So look for that to maybe cause, a fumble here and there.
Gentlemen, you ready for kickoff?
Absolutely.
Let's go.
How you guys feeling?
We back.
We're back.
We back. It's live.
We're back. And we're ready to go. And I hope everybody here in the studio is ready to go. I hope everybody watching on the EA Madden NFL Twitch and YouTube is ready to go. We got kickoff, the first live event in the MCS in 1,094 days kicks off. It is Henry taking on COBO here from San Francisco, California. And we are so blessed to have each and every one of you along with us for this journey. It will be COBO getting the ball first. And I know Bugs is happy because he's wearing Lions uniforms.
Of course. I mean, anytime you get a chance to see the Detroit Lions uniforms, that Honolulu blue is nothing better.
How often do you get to see him in the Super Bowl?
Never. And the fact that y'all keep letting this narrative slide, listen, this man never claims Detroit, does he, Clef?
Nah, he just
He's a fraud.
Yeah, he just
like, we
told
was just
Atlanta.
out at the mall, and he said he was from Atlanta.
Nothing about
He's
Detroit.
not real.
Nothing about Detroit.
Nothing.
I mean, are we going to focus on the game or are we going to focus on my life?
I just want the people to know the real. That's it.
This is crazy.
Henry out on defense for the first time. COBO on offense. Clef, does that provide an advantage to COBO getting the offense out first, not having to worry about stopping Henry on the first drive?
No, it's 1,000% a disadvantage. Your first in-person event, you want to be on defense in any MCS tournament because it's easier to play defense and offense. You don't have to do too much thinking. You don't have to worry about making too many mistakes. Coming out here and being on offense first is so much pressure because you really want to get 7, and if you don't, you feel like you're so behind when taking 3.
Ty, what can we expect from COBO offensively?
Well, this is big, right? First ever event, you start off when you offense on your first drive. Like Clef said, you never want to start on offense in a game of this magnitude. You always want to get more comfortable. You let the nerves die down on defense. So I want to see if COBO maybe establishes the run game a little bit. First call, maybe an inside zone, maybe a trap. Just calm the nerves down and be ready for this moment.
He's rocking that Terrell Davis out at halfback. We saw Terrell Davis user big MCS, especially Madden Bowl tournament so far. He's been pretty tough. And right there, he's fighting through a tackle. He's going to pick up a couple.
Yeah, you see COBO's going to be running that New Orleans Saints offensive playbook. Loves this gun-tight offset TE formation. So like I said, goes to that inside zone early, let the nerves calm down, and we'll see. It looks like he's going to go to the air here on 2nd and 7.
How about he's got that big Truz, a.k.a. Lamar Jackson at quarterback. He'll audible to trips tight end, 1 tight end, 3 wide receiver split left side. And it's going to be Lamar back to pass on 2nd and 7. 3-man rush. Got a man open. Tyreek Hill out of bounds at the 49-yard line. Big pickup.
And that's what COBO has to come out here and do. Go down here and get 7. He goes down here and gets 7. That's going to shake off the nerves. It's looking like already he's ready for this moment.
Did we hear, is Henry doing white noise or is he listening to music?
Henry is most definitely doing the white noise. Me and Clef had a chance to talk to him. He said, I'm not going to listen to any music. I want to hear nothing but white noise. I want to lock in. I want to have the opportunity to be focused and then also give COBO a stare or two and see, kind of check his temperature.
Meanwhile, Clef, we've seen COBO bobbing his head. He's definitely got some tunes going on there, which can help sort of reduce those nerves. As he's got a man. There's Christian Kirk. 10-5 touchdown, COBO.
COBO in the building. Welcome to your first live event, and within 3 plays, he's in the end zone.
Clef, he look nervous to you out there?
Not at all, and that's one of the best plays in Madden right now. That's that PA shot play out of New Orleans Saints, and it's really a meta. He caught him in cover 2 right there to that side, had a streak to clear out the deep half, deep corner route. That's a big-time play.
I mean, talk about a way to start off your live event career. You're taking on your crewmate. You're playing the 5-time belt winner as Byers with a nice return to the 31-yard line. User, you pick up a big play, 51 yards to Christian Kirk.
And this is a beam right here as we look back at the replay. And you heard Clef say, this is a meta play, a staple play. Henry gave it up, caught him in cover 2. And you know, COBO's in a perfect position. To be honest, everyone is counting against him. He has nothing to prove. He's going against the 5-time, and if he could just relax and play his game, who knows, he might be able to pull off the biggest upset in MCS history.
I'm not used to user talking this close to my ear. I'm not gonna lie. It's Books, how did you do this in Orlando for so long?
It's a little bit different for sure. You know, anytime you got that guy just yelling in your ear, you know, he just doesn't know how to shut up. You know, it's something.
You took that negatively. I just think the energy is unmatched.
You're feeding off of it, man. You're feeding off of it.
But I got it. No, I got you though. I got you. Books, what can we expect to see from Henry offensively? What makes him so good?
Oh, what makes him so good? You're gonna see his ability to send 5 people out down after down and make a read. Not many people can do that. Those are those young eyes, those 19-year-old eyes that can really just kind of make a read instantaneously. And that's really tough to do when you're constantly under pressure.
3rd and 2, it's Terrell Davis. Looks like he's going to get the first down, picks up 2 on the ground.
And to be honest, Nick, those first 2 plays didn't look great for Henry. First play, it was kind of a scary read. Second play, COBO sends the pressure, gets the in route off. But first 3 plays, COBO's looking pretty solid on defense.
First and 10, the newly retired Tom Brady looking downfield. He's got Tyreek Hill to the 31-yard line. Another first down as we take a look at the highest earning MCS players of all time. No surprise, TD, to see Henry up there at the top.
Not at all. Just insane. Halfway to $1 million. If he wins this tournament, it'll be over 800,000, getting closer and closer to $1 million. Of course, Henry rocking that Indianapolis Colts offense playbook. So he comes out on this bunch offset, but he audibles over to tight slots weak pretty much every single play.
There he is in the tight slots. 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Brady back to pass, 2nd and 8, looking right side. It's to Davis, spin cycle over the middle. He'll pick up about 9 there to get it to a 3rd and 1.
Yeah, it's been his bread and butter. Going that halfback in route, gone to it twice here, gets good separation, puts himself in a manageable 3rd and 1.
We will catch up with Clef, User, and Boogs in just a bit at halftime as Terrell Davis inside the 4-yard line. Big day here, gentlemen. We will catch up with you at halftime. 7-0 our score. Henry on the drive, 1st and goal, handoff to Davis. There's that Brian Dawkins making a tackle.
Yeah, it goes back-to-back inside zones in this bunch of offset. See if he goes to it again. Looks like he's going to make some hot roads. So he's going to go there. Maybe look for it. No, he's going to go right back to it. 3 in a row, and COBO's all over it.
3rd and goal. Brady back to work. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Brady back to pass, looking left side. George Kittle, tight coverage, but Ronnie Lott can't stop the Kittle man. Into the end zone goes Henry.
And that's a hot one. Corner route, throws it at the perfect time, right in front of the defender. And we got a ball game in our first match of our live event. Henry ties it up. So big time drive right there to get back in it. And let them, Henry probably has nerves too. We talk about COBO so much, but Henry's had all this success online in this COVID era, right? He's out here to prove a point that, hey, I'm just not a COVID online player. I can do this in person as well.
Take a look one more time. 3rd and goal, tight coverage, but a nice read from Henry.
And you see him throw it right on the cut with that. George Kittle has that short and elite ability, lights up, throws it at precision, right on the cut. He's in the end zone for a touchdown.
1st down and 10. COBO goes to the ground. It's Terrell Davis. Looks like he tripped over himself there for a second, picking up 8.
Let's see if COBO takes us to the end of the first. Looks like he's going with some tempo, so maybe not. But you see COBO, he's really used his whole playbook too. Went to trips earlier. Now he's in this double weak formation, and he's going to hike it before the end of the quarter.
3-man rush from Henry, looking left side. He's got Davis, feet in bounds. He'll pick up 17, only needed 3 to get to midfield. And we're at the end of 1. Our first quarter is in the books. We are all square.
And we wonder, would we see a unique wrinkle from COBO? Either of these guys, because they know each other so well. And COBO goes to look like a halfback type of corner route out of doubles weak. I don't think Henry's expected that. COBO pulls it out of the bag and picks up a big play on it.
Second and 5. Tyreek Hill motions from right to left to join Kirk and Randall Cobb on the left side of that formation. Play action pass for Lamar Jackson as he steps right, crosses the hash mark, got all sorts of time. Does he have anyone open? He does not. He'll throw this one to the first row.
That's phenomenal defense from Henry. You see him take away the post route on the right side. It's kind of like a flood concept, going to the right, underneath route and a post. Henry takes it away with his user. Great defense.
3rd down and 5. This time a 4-man rush. Picked up briefly. Tight coverage throw, but Cheetah is open. Boy, how good is Tyreek Hill?
Oh, he's a weapon out there. That AKA program with the Cheetah, that was kind of a scary read. I thought maybe he could click on to make a play, but COBO goes back to the play he went to earlier with that corner route, and he gets it again.
Shout out to the West Alabama Jaguars as Terrell Davis takes the carry up the middle for 3. And boy, if you're looking at how this first half has gone, COBO's got to be really happy.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, and he's looking great on this drive. Goes to that Terrell Davis. He does have that short and elite ability on Terrell Davis, maybe for some angle routes, some in routes out of the backfield.
2nd and 7. Waiting, looking, hit as he throws, and that will fall incomplete. One of the first times we've seen the pressure from Henry get there.
Yeah, didn't blitz either though, gets good block sheds there. COBO tried to go to that doubles weak formation again. A little bit of an off wrinkle, off meta wrinkle. But Henry was ready for it that time.
Big 3rd down here for COBO. Back to pass. 3-man rush. And that 3-man rush is going to get there. Down goes Lamar. Who else? The man who took out Brock Purdy. Hassan Reddick in on the sack.
Yeah, what a year Hassan Reddick has had, right? For the Eagles, rejuvenated his career. And COBO goes with the unique route combo. We see it a lot. The double hitches, the double post, right? You're trying to force the user to go one way, you go the other way. But Henry had both of them bagged pretty good on the sidelines and forced him to kick 3. But if you're COBO, I think you got to feel good about that too. You're huge underdog in this matchup. No one picked you. I know the 5 of us or the 4 of us didn't pick him, and he's coming out here on a mission.
Don't
He's
say
looking
5
solid.
of us. Don't loop me in there. You didn't see me on that graphic, okay? 10-7 the score. So we take a look at the 3rd and 7 play. The pressure finally getting around that edge.
Yeah, you see Henry just sitting all over that hitch route. COBO tries to playmaker it up, but too late. The pressure gets there. Henry gets the stop.
Something to remember, Ty. There's a lot of money on the line here in the Ultimate Madden Bowl presented by PS5 as Terrell Davis finding some room left side. This game, $45,000 on the line. I mean, how many games do you think a Madden player has in their lives to play for 45 grand?
Just absolutely massive. And we talked about it a little bit with COBO, but right, was his first event, right? And he's already made 80,000. And you add that on another 40,000. I mean, he's already at over 100,000, and he's only in his second major. So this would be big for him. Obviously, we know Henry, if he gets this, he's over 700. So
pocket change
he's
to him.
doing well.
3rd and 3. He's got Davis open, and he'll take a seat on 34. Should take us to the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, and that's what I want to see. Does Henry take this whole first half with him? Looks like he's going to. And that's the one thing he's had so far is he's underneath in routes to Terrell Davis out of the backfield with that short in elite ability. COBO's kind of giving that up. It's a bend but don't break style. Henry,
there goes Davis. Davis got some room right side, 45-40, inside the 30, inside the 20. Nobody is catching him. The wheels on the bus go ground and pound as there goes Henry. Terrell Davis down the right side of the field.
Yeah, the Red Sea parted right up the middle. Just a simple inside zone, but there was nobody in the vicinity, and Terrell Davis goes untouched. And Henry bounces right back in. But the one thing I will say is you give COBO plenty of time now. I know Henry didn't want to do that. Obviously, in that situation, though, you take the points, but I know we want to try to milk that out. So COBO still has plenty of time.
Kick is away. It'll be taken out to the 25-yard line one more time. Ty, that Red Sea parted. And it was like we were astronauts with how much space there was out there.
Yeah, wide open in the middle there. No one there, and Terrell Davis goes all the way to the crib.
(14-10) our score. An exciting first half action, a quick first half. I tell you, talk about how different the game feels from even just the ultimate wild card or the ultimate Thanksgiving to now. The game pace has ramped up, and you're starting to see the run game really take a hold.
Yeah, and we saw it, with the quad file a little bit in the last tournament, but both these guys using the Terrell Davis inside zone, 0-1 traps. The run game has picked up, especially compared to earlier on in the year. Right now, it's a pretty balanced game, and Henry's starting to sit back now, send the pressure on COBO, but he's got to.
Got Cobb open, and I don't know how Cobb got there. I thought that was falling incomplete.
I did too. I thought he overthrew it. Cobb makes a phenomenal play. Nice corner out to the sideline. Big time dot for COBO to get that momentum going.
Bunch for COBO, and he'll go to the ground game. Davis, nice run. Great run stick there from COBO.
Phenomenal run stick. And now COBO's probably going to use some of this clock, right? You see Henry in that 3-3-5 wide, audible and over from the 3-3. Let's see if COBO slows the game down here, tries to take this whole first half.
Trips tight end left side. One motions over to the right side. 3-man rush from Henry. All sorts of time. You can set up a picnic blanket, but nobody's open.
Yeah, nothing open right there. Completely takes away that right side. Good defense from Henry. And smart decision from COBO. Live to fight another down. See, Nick, this is the formation where it could give Henry some problems. I don't think he's seen a lot of his doubles weak. Oh, he might
had the drag underneath, but the pressure finally got there.
Yeah, he might have had the post behind it. COBO's gone to that doubles week a good bit here, trying to catch Henry off guard, but only had that one play earlier out of it that was successful.
Third and 10. In trouble. And once again, now Henry's starting to dial up the pressure. 4th down, decision time for COBO.
Yeah, that's a bag right there for Henry. COBO tries to go to bench, out of tight, go to those dual corner routes, and Henry had the answer for it. Now, this is a huge play in the game right here, because if you don't get this, you give Henry the ball with time, so COBO's got to come up clutch with the dot.
4th down and 10. Does COBO have a clutch dot in him? Looking right side for Cheetah. Did he get the feet in bounds? He did not. It's a turnover on downs for Henry.
Oh, man, that's a heartbreaker for COBO. Just 2 seconds late with the read. Couldn't get the feet down. And now you can see it in Henry's face. The body language says, hey, he's like a shark that smells blood. In business here. Goes underneath, got to call timeout, but wow, that's a big turnover right there. Henry in business.
I wish you guys at home could have seen the faces of some of the people in the crowd. It was pure shock when that wasn't in bounds.
Yeah, a lot of heartbreak right there. A lot of O's from the crowd.
Second down, he's got Reed, Andre Reed with the catch, inbounds, big tackle to use one of those timeouts.
Love the route combo there from Henry. Goes to bench, dual corner routes. Also had the running back on an angle route over the middle. Elects to go to the corner route. Gets a completion. Only one timeout here, so you get to look for him to try to get out of bounds. Corner route, deep crosser to the sidelines, so because you don't want to use that last time out yet.
Lots of pressure sent by COBO. Oh, just able to get rid of that one. The first incompletion of the day for Henry.
Yeah, he sent the dogs right there out of his dollar defense. And Henry had the flat to the left. Didn't see it. Pressure gets home.
Middle pressure picked up there. Davis in the flat will scoot out of bounds. 11 seconds. What are we talking about? Is there a shot to the end zone here? Or are you looking just for a first down?
No, and Henry, I think he'll try to take a shot and, look for something a little bit deep. It looks like he's setting up this skinny post over the top. If I'm COBO, I'm sending pressure again.
Here's 3rd and 4. Can he get that post route? Can he find him over the top? Those KOs lit up just in time to pry that ball free and save a touchdown.
Yeah, Henry thought he might have had a step or two in the back of the end zone. Goes with the high ball, too, so a little scary right there. You don't want to get a pick. But that's going to force Henry to take his 3 and go up 17-10 at the half.
Kicks up, and it's right down the middle. 17-10 our score. As we have 1 second left on the clock. Squib kick return?
Huh? Let's see. I doubt it.
It's off the noggin. It's off the noggin. Denzel Ward. Nowhere to go. And that will take us to halftime. 17-10 the score. Take a look one more time at this 4th down play. Ended up costing 3 points.
Yeah, that was massive. Just couldn't get the feet down. And then here, tries to go over the top behind the defense. Double coverage. Cannot come down with it. And Henry's going to take a 17-10 lead at the half. If you're COBO, though, you got to feel good, right? That second quarter didn't go great. You look good in the first quarter, but still plenty of time left in this ballgame. If you're Henry, you do have momentum on your side going into the second half.
Ball's just sitting there on the sidelines. It's going to stay Henry's ball. It looked like the recovery, the man was out of bounds. That could have been massive.
That could have been huge. Oh, my goodness.
A deep sigh of relief for Henry fans out there as he retains possession. 17-10 and an eventful first half of action, but we will have a full 10 minutes of game time left before we know who is moving on. Halftime, and you know what that means? We got to check in with our guys. Let's throw it over to Clef and Boogs.
Man, it was crazy first half, Clef. I mean, we had a lot of action. We've really seen a lot of different things coming from COBO and Henry right now. What were kind of your early thoughts on that first half?
I think we just seen Henry just do what he's done, his whole run pretty much. Weather the storm. COBO came out firing, got the early lead, went up 7-0, looking good. Henry come back, equalize that momentum, get 7, then comes out, hold the 3 and get a stop. I think they're both playing good games right now. Henry has said some things definitely go his way, just like the fumble we just saw before half. And sometimes that's what Madden is. Sometimes it comes down to how the ball bounces.
Yeah, kind of talk about like those runs that you're able to go on when you're really kind of in that mode and you're kind of on the run that Henry's on, how those plays kind of start to fall in your place.
Yeah, it's like, it's just your time. Sometimes it just come down to like, hey, it's just my time right now. Things are going my way, and I'm a great player. When you combine the two of those, it's like, how can I lose? Who can beat me?
Yeah, exactly. And we had 2 big plays in that first half that we really want to kind of break down. First play we're going to kind of look at is that play, that first opening touchdown from our guy COBO, where he came out and he ran that patented play, that PA shot play that you talked about. And I really want to kind of focus on when he's running this play because he put this particular receiver right here on a streak. That guy right there, he put him on a streak. Why did he put him on a streak? Because he's trying to get rid of this safety back here. He's trying to push back the zones. If he catches him slipping on the short side and has that safety in the deep half, he's looking at that slot receiver, where he can go ahead and go over the top. So what he's really gonna do is focus on that slot receiver. If he sees it there, it's there. He sees the cornerback backpedaling. He knows that he's in a cover 2 look. He knows he has him. He's gonna throw it right over the top and bomb him and get an easy touchdown, Clef. And that's really one of those big plays that you're always looking for when you run that tight offset.
Yeah, and that's a great play. That's probably the best play in the game right now. It's the most meta play, tight offset. Come out there and run that, especially short side to clear that out. And then we got another play coming right here when we got the run play that we see coming up with the two of the biggest plays we've seen. I mean, we go back to the PA shot play and just see that streak. And then we come back to the second biggest. I think this is the second biggest play of the half right here. Anytime you get a rushing touchdown, it's like you stealing.
Yeah.
You're not really working for these. Everybody in Madden know when you give up a rushing touchdown, it's deflating. What I want to talk about right here is we look at this user right here. This is where the user at right here. And this play right here, this is a dollar killer. This is why people run Colts. Besides the tight slots, they run this to have this inside zone split right here so you can gash them. We see Mr. Football 88 make a run because of this play right here.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he changed his whole formation to have a read option just so he can gash Dollar. So you see right here, COBO's coming out in Dollar, has his user right here. He is susceptible to this run. And right here, we see this play roll on and see it just open up. It just opened up right here. It parts, and that's what man-to-man does as well. Those guys, those safeties, they'll run to their man, and you see, this is the freest touchdown. This is what you want in the MCS game. You don't really want to pass out here, man. Nobody wants to pass in the MCS game. Let's just be honest. If I can get free touchdowns running this football, I'm going to do that. And look to Henry to come back and run that play some more, especially being up.
Oh, yeah, and like you said, if you don't have to run the ball, don't have to pass the ball, that is ideal in the MCS game. In a game of this magnitude, you want to be able to just hand the ball off, not have to make a read, and just make safe, easy plays. And it happened and worked out just like that for Henry in that play. It's been a crazy first half. We don't really know what's going to happen. I can't wait to see the rest. Nick and Ty, we'll see y'all at the half.
It's time to take a look at our MCS Power Rankings, powered by Dodge Ram. Take a look at the top 10 Ultimate Madden Bowl. Look at these power rankings. You can see a whole lot of people that are here playing in San Francisco, including the top 2 seeds, Henry and Dez. Of course, you got the 8 seed Kiv, 9 seed Fancy in action. Let's do, how about another dump truck giveaway? You want to do, that's 2 of them.
Let's do it.
We got to do it big because we're back in San Fran. That's right, each one of those 97 overall champions from the Super Bowl program revealed earlier today. Our winner is Red Sox Bruins. This is Tyler Davis's absolute. This is his
I like that. Let's go Boston.
Red Sox Bruins. Congratulations. Second half action. 17-10, Henry with the ball. This feels like a put-away drive for Henry. If he's able to score here, this game could be over.
Yeah, it's what we call a championship drive. Henry's got to go down and get 7. I know he doesn't have 3 on his mind. 3 would be okay, but I know he has 7 on his mind. Wants to put away his good friend COBO in this spot. If you're COBO, the whole tournament revolves around this drive, in my opinion. You've got to come up with that big defensive stand. We saw there, almost got extremely lucky on the kick return fumble. Didn't go his way, so COBO's got to step up right now.
Anyone else think that user looks like Boogs and Clef's dad right now?
Oh, big play, George.
We got George Kittle. He's out of here. Wave goodbye right down the right sidelines. He's gone. Talk about a put-away drive.
And throwing shade on user at the same
time. That was a crazy call.
We got a touchdown. We got some user shade. You love to see it. It's great to be back in person, but that's huge for Henry. I mean, COBO just left him. Corner route, George Kittle. That's one of the easiest touchdowns that Henry will ever get.
I'm saying user went to pick up his kids, take them home. Look at him. He's talking to him right now.
Look at there's a huddle going on over there.
24-10. Henry, 1 play. That's all it took. 15 entire seconds. One more time. Brady back to pass. Go find that man. He might not be in the playoffs anymore, but he's still one of the best.
Yeah, and COBO going strict man-to-man coverage. You can see him there disgusted by it, but strict man-to-man coverage. And George Kittle just whooped that man-to-man coverage. Henry goes easily to the end zone.
Feels like this drive for COBO not just needs to be a score, but needs to be sort of a quick score to respond to the quick score from Henry.
Yeah, for sure. It's plenty of time here. I think it's more about get that momentum back on, get your confidence back up here. Henry's kind of dominated the last, 3-5 minutes or so from the second quarter into here. So COBO's just got to get in the rhythm, get something going, but nothing open here at all.
And he's going to get sacked. Allen with the sack. Here's my question, Ty, and this is it's a Madden 23 thing. You've got Lamar Jackson, big truz out there. Why aren't you scrambling with him?
Yeah, that's a good question. Madden 23, though, you can't really scramble as much. Now, one thing to point out, too, that Lamar Jackson doesn't have hot route master, so he did utilize some of these route apprentices out there at receiver. This time checks it down to that George Kittle with short and elite. But he doesn't have, some of the abilities that a guy like Mark Brunell or Tom Brady will have, but still has the adequate abilities at that quarterback position. So let's see, though. Maybe move him around the pocket a little bit. Setting up a big play.
But he gets hit as he throws. That was a touchdown if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, George Kittle wide open. I hope he was throwing it to X. I don't know if he threw in a circle, but he had George Kittle wide open for a touchdown. Wasn't able to get the pass off, and now another huge 4th down for COBO.
This game at a frantic enough pace for you?
Oh, man, it's flying by. This is crazy.
4-man rush from Henry, 4th and 6. Stepping
Sets it
left is
up.
Lamar, and he gets hit again. And Henry with another defensive stop.
And COBO set it up again. He had the cover 3 beater to the post. But you said it. Henry sends the pressure, gets home, and gets a defensive stand. So that's 2 heartbreakers in a row for COBO.
And now Henry short field, 41 yards away from a 3-score lead. As he'll give it to Davis. That's what I think is maybe the part about Henry that maybe gets overlooked. I feel like you blink and you're down 7 or you're tied, then all of a sudden it's a 14-point game and he's driving to go up by 3 scores.
No, it's a great point. It's a great point. It looked early like COBO was right in it, but you said it. It just seems like, just like that. In the snap of a second, Henry's just in control of the game. Now, we'll see, because Henry's okay with going to the ground game here. You see him already using that chew clock feature. Does COBO get out of this dollar defense? Now, looks like he's in the 3-3 right here. But does he send a little pressure maybe out of nickel over? And we got a timeout. So Henry takes all the clock, using that chew clock feature, taking his time, uses the timeout. He's got all day here.
3rd and 12 feels like a critical play here if COBO's going to keep his hopes of a semifinal appearance alive. He'll find Davis, hits him with the juke move, then back again, getting sticky out there as the 5-time champ.
The king is getting sticky, double juke. It's looking like old Madden's out here, but he's getting busy with that. Terrell Davis picks up a crucial first down, and you see it right there. There's that high IQ, that awareness. I wish he would have hiked it at 1 or 2 on the clock, but gets it down to 5, breaks a tackle with Cheetah, and goes down again. And that's perfect position. You go down with 1 yard to go. You can take off another 30 seconds and pick up an easy first down, 2nd 1. So this is a masterful job of clock management right here from Henry.
Well, it's not just great clock management. You have to be pretty good at the game, too, because if I sit down at the 1 yard line, I'm not picking up the first down anyways.
This is very true. This is very true.
Hand off to Davis. He's got the first down and more inside the 10 and trucking him. It's like a Tonka truck out there to the 6-yard line.
Yeah, and don't be surprised if Henry kind of does it. Like, if he has an easy touchdown here, he might not even take it. He might just go down just to get out of the 3rd quarter. Because even if you get 3 in this spot, you go up 17. I mean, that's 3 possessions already. So you're in control here. So look for him to try to make this the last or the second to last play of the 3rd quarter. And you see COBO goes to the nickel over. He knows I need to shut down this run somehow.
Snap it with 1 second, gives it to Byers out of the Ohio State University, and he'll get nothing. So not a great advertisement for him.
and unfortunately for Henry, he wasn't able. He was 1 second off from getting this play out of the 3rd quarter. So that's a small win for COBO in that spot.
Back to pass goes Henry. To the flat is Kittle, and Kittle is in the end zone once again. Henry, all of a sudden, it's turned into a flood. He's up by 3 scores.
Yeah, just too much smoke from Henry right now. 31-10. What a turn of events, right? 1st quarter, great game, and then just like that, Henry takes complete control. 31-10.
Jamie and Gillian will kick this one away. So we'll take this in the end zone for a touchback. Take a look one more time at the 3rd and 6 play that sort of got this drive rolling. Well, the defense for Henry setting everything up. And then how about the double juke? Juke, there it is.
Yeah, what a heartbreak. I mean, George Kittle was so open, and you see that stick work. Henry known for it. We talked about it too a little bit in the pregame. Henry's, he kind of came into the game known as a defensive guru, right? Defensive mastermind. And he's really improved to one of the top offensive players in the world also. Like, he's just so good on both sides, which, I mean, when you can do that, you're so talented.
As we check into the players' lounge, see Kiv, Fancy, Mr. Football over there. Okay, well, Fancy is just like, I'm out. I don't want to be on camera anymore. No, thank you.
Fancy and David T may be getting ready for their game coming up next.
1st and 10 for COBO.
5 wide. Okay.
4's up in the chat, by the way. We're in the 4th quarter. I felt like this game started about 4 minutes ago.
I know.
I think halftime was longer than this entire game. Oh, that looked dangerous, but great stick work there from COBO, able to click on to Christian Kirk and make the catch at the 19-yard line.
Yeah, COBO goes deep in the bag of tricks right there. Goes to 5 wide, cooks up a post route, and he's in business down here at the 19.
Throwing it up back in the end zone, but the KO's lighting up. No, sir.
Yeah, very scary read right there. Tries to go to that PA shot that we see so much with the streak route, going with that deep corner, but scary coverage right there. Looked like maybe a match coverage. Defense was all over it, nothing doing.
Looking left side, trying to find Randall Cobb user. This game probably not quite how COBO saw it going.
Nah, I mean, he came out the gate firing on all cylinders, And I'm going to be honest, the home field advantage, the crowd, I don't know what's going on with them, but they got to turn up. You know what I'm saying? When you see your man fighting for his life.
Look, Kittle's into the end zone. Like,
There
we go. We got a little energy.
Come on, man. Live?
Live? We got a live?
You know what I'm saying? We got to make this a home field advantage. And it's still a little bit of time left, but, you know, COBO, at the end of the day, he came out firing on all cylinders. And sometimes, you know, on that fourth down, he was trying to complete a big chunk play. I kind of feel like he should have went for a short underneath pass, but still keep himself close in this game.
31-17, game not quite over yet. Big hit at the 10-yard line. As we take a look at this replay one more time, simple wheel route to the tight end. Kittle's been monstrous.
Yeah, it goes to verticals out of single back. So COBO's just trying to catch Henry off guard, but this time wide open. Kittle's been his main weapon. That wheel route out of verticals gets it in the end zone.
31-17. Does COBO have a defensive stop against his crewmate, the number one player in the world, Henry? Brady back to pass on first down. Pressure up the middle, but he gets rid of it and finds Andre Reed. Andre Reed has a first down.
Yeah, you see COBO pulling out all the stops now, right? Goes to the nickel over. He's sending that overstorm brave, just pinching the defense, trying to send tons of pressure at the quarterback, and trying to get a turnover. Really, that's all he can hope for at this point.
1st and 10 in trouble. Finally, that's something that COBO's not been able to do, is get any pressure on Henry.
Yeah, he's kind of switching his defense up right now. He was in the dollar, now he's going to that nickel. He needs to put pressure. He still has a chance. He has all 3 timeouts. If he can come up with a stop.
Look at the defense. Nobody's open downfield, and Henry's going to slide down to the 20-yard line. Massive 3rd and 12 here for COBO's chances.
That's just too much IQ, you know, just to lay down, take the sack, lose 2 yards, and keep that clock running.
But Henry's struggling a little bit against this nickel over these last few plays. Looks like COBO's going to send the pressure again. No, he bluffs it.
Fork concept to the left side. Out, but the KO lit up. It's 4th and 12.
Live? Let's go.
That's why you get those KOs on your squad. Huge defensive play right there for COBO. And now a massive play to keep his hopes alive.
It's a big decision. Like, do you punt?
He's punting.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's bring in everybody. We got everybody on the call right now. One great user, Tyler Davis, Boogs, and Clef. Devin Hester with the return for COBO, left side. Ooh. Nice juke move. Uh-oh, he's got it. Can Devin Hester get going? Oh, he's just tripped up.
Man, I mean, that's exactly what you want to do on those punt returns. You want to kind of go to the outside, kind of go sideline, and then double juke back to the middle of the field and try to make a play. And then sometimes you're able to do just that. He has him.
10.
That's a beam.
No, it's a pick. That's a pick. User, you should know what a book looks like, because that's going the other way. Calvin Johnson out of position. That could be the game sealer.
Yeah, that's crazy. You just fired a shot at me like that, Nick. But yeah, I know what the second one. Yeah, I know what a book looks like. Yes, you're right. That's a book.
You said beam. You said
I was, you know. I was hoping.
Is this what he was yelling when he was in the same room as you when you were playing your LCQ game? That's a beam. Nope, that's a book.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, he's definitely one of those guys. I mean, in all fairness, he is blind in one eye. So
this is crazy.
You don't have to say that.
This is crazy. We calling out medical conditions. This is crazy.
He had to put that one
personal.
out there, though, bro.
Was that too far?
That might have been a little too far. He had to put his medical out there, man.
That's crazy. If I start talking about your shakes, then I'm going too far. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm crossing the line.
Crazy.
But I would never do that. You know what I'm saying?
Look, one can't kick field goals, the other can't pass. It's even, man. Everybody even, man.
Hey, Ty, dude, it's good to see you, man. It's been great being back. Bro, I missed you, man. It's 3rd and 12 for Henry, up by 2 scores, 2-minute warning. In our first game of the day, remember, we got Fancy and David T coming up next, and we will have the winners of those games playing each other for a spot in the final. That's Tyreek Hill, right side, picking up 8, 4 for 4.
Yeah, interesting decision. I would expect Henry to just kick it, go up 3 possessions. Yeah, and he's going to do that here. Smart decision, take this clock down as much as possible. You know, story of the game for COBO, we saw it on the pick. You know, it looked like it was open. He's just been a few seconds late with all his reads, and that's been killing him. He's had things open, just a little bit late with the progressions. Oh, whoa.
Block it! Oh! With Boogs in the house, he got the block animation, and he missed it.
I mean, that's one of them things. Honestly, too often you see people, they get that block animation, and they end up messing it up. It's one of those things, like blocking kicks isn't as easy as it's advertised. It's one of those things, it takes a tad bit of skill to be able to anticipate and time that block.
It don't take a lot of skill. Don't let Boogs sit up here and try to make himself look better.
Here's the beam from user. It's an interception going the other way. But the block animation and just missed it, kicks up and is good. And Henry has doubled up COBO.
And I appreciate that, Clef, because you know Boogs, He's always trying to defend the block kick like it takes crazy amount of skill.
Like he's practicing it in the lab at home. Block.
I mean, he literally got to a live event off a block kick. Your numbers are tainted, man. Let's be real.
Okay. How many live events have you been to?
Regardless of that, you take that live event from me, I still have 10 more than you.
No, you don't. That's 9. Get your numbers right.
He's the former Carolina Panthers Club champion, sir. Put some respect on his name as COBO picks up a couple to 3rd and 1. Back to the tight slots. The smoke machine going crazy over here.
Yeah, they're trying to smoke us out. It's crazy.
Defense up the middle. That's that out of position Bo Jackson. That's been one of the best out of position cards we've seen.
Yeah, he's so good. Good size on him, too. Just absolute weapon. Everyone has him on their squad, and you see why. So it's pretty much the game right now for COBO. Let us stay alive.
Have a first down. He does. It's Randall Cobb.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, it's the game.
It's GG.
It's over. It's over. Yeah, this is.
GG.
But hey, you made it. First of all, you made it to your first live event, and then second of all, you're still pocketing $55,000 for your efforts. And, I mean, not a bad weekend for COBO. One of those young players I think we're going to see more in these live events.
Yeah, COBO got a lot of talent. The talent is there. Now it's just putting the mentals together, and that takes the most time. You know, Henry didn't become Henry in 1 year. It takes time to get your mentals in order because those things, it come with experience. You just can't teach them when you at home.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I've seen COBO. He's a beast.
Yeah, big ups to Henry, though. Once again, the 5-time champ does what he does best. He is your winner of this quarterfinal matchup. He has pocketed another $45,000. Do you think he even notices the $45K at this point?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, we went to the gym yesterday, and he made us pay for the $25 to get in. And, you know, I hate to fire shots at him, but, you know, when you're at the top, sometimes you got to still remind them, hey, stay humble, take care of your peoples. We want a ball for free.
Yeah, I think Uber should have been in there, too.
Yeah, the Uber should have been covered. Yeah.
All that should have been in there.
A big game, a big win for Henry, and what a way to kick off our first live tournament in 3 years. Nick Mazzesko alongside one great user, Tyler Davis, Boogs, and Clef the God. This was quite the game as Henry able to take down his crewmate COBO. And Ty, we were talking about it. This was a game that turned quickly.
Yeah, it did. COBO was right in to start. You know, first off, looked good, goes down, scores. Henry comes right back. But that middle of that second quarter is where it really, you know, turned hands. Henry got the momentum. And second half, he pretty much just dominated. And COBO, impressive performance, like you said, getting here. But Henry just too much. You see the experience paying off.
Bugs, we saw the interview piece that you did with User and Henry. A lot of those guys saying, bubble champion. He hasn't had to do this in a live event. I feel like this quashed some of those rumors because he looks pretty comfortable out here.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it kills some of it, but there's also the element of this was kind of a Discord game. This is kind of one of those Discord games. He plays COBO all the time. He gets the opportunity to play him, so there's kind of like that mental advantage over him. We're going to see what happens in that very next game where he gets a chance to play somebody that he doesn't play in the Discord all the time.
But Clef, a benefit for Henry, now he gets to go sit there in the Players Lounge and watch these two play and gets an opportunity to piece together what he's going to do both offensively and defensively.
Yeah, he got the advantage right now. You go back, you see tendencies. Hey, what are they doing on third down, offensively and defensively? Hey, what do they come out and start a drive with? You know, those type of things, those win you games. Because if you can get somebody behind the sticks on a first down, you know, it really makes it hard for them to play from behind.
User, I think it's important to point out, plenty of props to Henry, 34-17 win over COBO. But big ups to COBO getting out here. Listen, he went out and scored right away. And at no point did he look like the moment was too big for him. This was just Henry was the better player today.
Yeah, I mean, he had a couple breaks there. He had plays open. It just so happens he did not get the protection that he needed. We saw open touchdowns. If he had just a little bit longer, he probably could have made this a closer game. Then not to mention the stop. He scored, and then he came up with that stop, kind of rushing it, pressing time. I felt like he had more time. He pressed it through that interception. You never know what happens if he's able to just get his nerves and control everything and don't force it. If it's not open in these situations, it's too much on the line to throw it if you don't know it's open.
Well, with Henry's win, he is on to the semifinals. Let's take a look at our updated bracket as we see Henry is on to the semis. He will await the winner of our second game of the day, Fancy and David. And then, Ty, we get to get that semifinal game. We're going to fill a spot in the Madden Bowl finals by the end of today.
Oh, yeah. We're going to find out who's going to face Henry and who's going to go on to the finals next Monday night. Cannot wait.
Well, let's bring him in. For the first time, I think I get to actually interview Henry in person, which is a nice change. Usually it's a Zoom box, but we're actually here in person. Henry joining us, winner of this first game, 34-17. First of all, congratulations, man. Talk to me just a little bit about the experience being back in the live event, sitting across from COBO. It's no longer a Discord game. He was right there.
Yeah, no, it feels good, man. You know, that live event experience, you know, really being around everybody. You know, they got the white noise going in my ear, but, you know, I can still hear the crowd going crazy when a big play happens. So, you know, having that effect, again, it's pretty great.
Let's take a look at some highlights from this game while we're sitting here with the five-time champ as he was able to take down COBO. Interesting way this game started, Henry. COBO drove right down the field and put points on the board.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was setting up for that play, that deep corner, the entire drive. He just wasn't going to it, so I finally decided to go to another version of the defense, and he went to it, and he just caught me.
It seemed like you was in full control of this game, like you never wavered. Even when you got stopped, you know, a lot of people in that situation, they feel like they got to press. You punted the ball like, hey, I'm up 2 possessions. I'm going to trust my defense, what got me here. Is that the type of approach that you're taking today? And, you know, since we're back in these live events, just trusting what got you here?
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know, having a 2-possession lead, that was like a big thing. Had it been 1 possession, I for sure would have gone for it. But, you know, I trust my defense. I was kind of disappointed in myself the drive before when I was up 21 and he scored in 40 seconds. So I decided I'm just going to go back to my regular defense instead of trying to just force him to throw incompletions.
Yeah, Henry, talk about the preparation in this game, right? Because we did see a little bit different wrinkles from COBO. I mean, he went to some doubles weak. We even saw him go like 5 wide. I don't know if you were expecting that type of stuff. But just did you prefer to play a guy that you know so well? You know, sometimes it can be tough when you have to play a guy in your crew. Or were you kind of, in a way, glad, you know, because you know him so well?
Oh, yeah, nah. So I had a feeling COBO would audible around. I didn't think he would play like that at all, though. He was going to everything. Showed me a lot of plays I've never seen before, you know, corner routes coming out of the back.
To a running back.
Yeah, that just, when he threw that just completely caught me off guard. But, yeah, that's always how COBO's been. You know, I've known him forever. He's a huge lab rat. He's going to find a lot of things that nobody's seen before.
Yeah, and Henry, kind of talk about, I mean, COBO kind of late in the game went to the nickel over. How do you feel about him going to that? Did you feel like that was a defense that could potentially have given you a problem? And then also kind of like that live event experience of kind of knowing when to just drop a defense and go to the next one?
Oh, yeah, I would for sure say that's a live event experience. I mean, I feel like I was doing pretty well versus he originally started out in dollar. Then he went to nickel 3-3. You know, that's 2 big defenses. You know, I play those a lot, so I feel pretty good versus those. So he tried to go back to that nickel over, which, you know, was popular before, but people switch away from it. So, you know, I feel like he was just jumping around trying to find something. I feel really good on offense right now. You know, that's just what it is. I'm not going to lie. This is one of the best I've ever felt on offense. You know, hopefully that game showed that. But, yeah, I mean, sometimes you got to jump around and try to find something.
I think everybody sitting in the players' lounge right there doesn't like hearing that Henry, this is as best as he's ever felt on offense. So there's a warning to everybody out there who's waiting to play Henry.
Yeah, and it seems like you got the extra confidence, man. I mean, where do you get that confidence? Was it from cooking bugs last night on the court?
Oh, don't do this. We're not doing this.
What was
we
it
are
that
not
brought you
doing
the
this.
extra confidence?
We are out of here.
I'm glad you brought that up. I was looking like Kyrie Irving on the court, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was looking special
The basketball
out there.
has taken over. It's no longer about Madden. We're bringing up the basketball. Henry, congratulations, my man. You got one more game to play today. Good luck later. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We got David T taking on Fancy in our second game of the day here live from San Francisco, the Ultimate Madden Bowl, presented by PS5. We'll be back after this.
We be the ones. The wide-eyed dreamers, playmakers, and leaders, transforming the world to our canvas. We be the ones pushing humanity. We be the ones defying gravity, leaping and jumping into our greatest dreams. We bring the hope and the healing, that celebratory curtain call feeling of jaw-dropping, show-stopping, unbelievable play after play. We're creatively made to move the game forward.
Let the Pro Bowl games begin in Madden NFL Mobile. Sharpen your QB skills in the brand new Precision Passing Drill, now available in the Super Bowl event. Scan the QR code to play now. Micah Parsons and Justin Jefferson return to represent the NFC and defend their title against the AFC's Tyreek Hill and rookie Sauce Gardner at the NFL Pro Bowl Madden 23 edition presented by Visa. Carissa Thompson returns to host and will be joined by co-host Marshawn Lynch, as well as coaches Yo Boy Pizza and Spice Adams. The NFL Pro Bowl Madden NFL 23 edition presented by Visa airs Saturday, February 4th at 7 p.m. Eastern on NFL YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. We are back at the EA Studios in Redwood Shores, California. 4 competitors are competing today. Traveling in, David coming from Selden, New York on Long Island. Fancy flew in from Frisco, Texas. Henry coming in from Austin, Texas. And COBO, well, he didn't have to fly. He drove up from Indio, California. All are now in the Bay Area and looking to take home a Madden Bowl title. Back along with you, Nick Nazesco, One Great User, Tyler Davis, Boog, and Clef the God. We are so happy to have you guys along with us. That first game sure was an exciting one, and now we head to the second game of the day as we have Fancy taking on David T. And let's talk Fancy a little bit, gentlemen, because User, this is somebody who you've said from the beginning, he's got a shot to go win this thing.
Yeah, I mean, because he's already went through the adversity. He's the LCQ winner. And you know the momentum of being the LCQ winner. You had to come through the gulag. First of all, he had to take, the loss of not making the Madden Bowl. And that's big because when you think you're about to make it, you expect Clef the God to handle business. But he didn't. And so now you got to go fight through the gulag. You got to get your mentals right. And now you do all that. You become the LCQ winner. And now you have to carry that momentum into the Madden Bowl. And be honest, people always fear the LCQ winners. And that's what Fancy has on his back right now. He's obviously playing some of the best ball in the tournament.
Yeah, and User, don't forget, he took down Noah last week too, right? And we thought we'd see the quad father from Noah. We knew it, but Fancy brought it out. And it was the run game that really dominated for Fancy. So I'm interested to see, does he do that today? Does he go with the run game a little bit more? Again, interesting matchup here against David T.
Yeah, he's got a really tough matchup because Boogs, on the other side, David T, a lot's been talked about how he didn't have to win a live event to get here. He qualified through those MCS points. Did he feel like he proved something going and winning that first game of the Madden Bowl and making it here to the live to maybe shut up some of those people out there saying he didn't deserve to be here?
Oh, most definitely. He definitely proved that he can ball with the best of them. I mean, he's one of those guys that he already feels like, you know what? I've been better than 12 other guys. Nobody really was able to do what I've been able to do in this particular year of Madden. So, I mean, he's really doesn't need to prove anything. He's really right now showing that he is a dog and he deserves to be here.
Yeah, and Clef, David T, one of those guys, I think when you talk to everybody around the community who's had to play him, nobody likes playing this guy. This guy is an absolute goon.
Yeah, he's a good player. And one thing I'll commend him on is it's hard to look in the mirror and correct your game. He looked in the mirror. He used to be off meta a lot, running a lot of off meta stuff. He looked in the mirror and said, I'm going to get in meta this year, and I'm going to be the best player I can be. He got in that gun bunch offset, audibling into tight slots, and it changed his whole dynamic. Now you see him in the Madden Bowl, and he's only a few games away from securing $250,000. And I think if you would have told anybody that at the beginning of the year, they'd be surprised. So kudos to him and what he's doing.
Well, it should be a great game. Now, Fancy, he booked his ticket to the Bay Area last week. He had to fight and claw his way into the tournament to be able to make it. Let's hear from him about how his journey and how he got here. Picked off by Teddy H. And Fancy, with that interception, has booked himself a ticket to the Bay Area.
Come on, let's go.
Getting here, you had to make quite the run through the LCQ. Had to go through some pretty big names in that LCQ. Talk to me a little bit about what that was like, and having to take down players like Drini. Did that provide you with any extra confidence?
Definitely did. I mean, obviously Drini is a great player. He beat me in the first tournament, knocked me out early in that tournament. Getting my revenge on that was cool. Beat guys like K-Mac and LCQ, who beat me previously. When I was watching the wild card tournament, I just needed like 3 favorites to win, and like it seemed easy. But obviously, Clef lost to Cobolts, which nobody was really expecting. Like after that, it was kind of heartbreaking. But like I just had to lock in for LCQ, just fought through, and I got it done. Now I'm here.
He could have been depressed, but he shook it off, and he fought all the way through the gulag, and here he is. The guys that come out of the LCQ, they are the hottest and most dangerous Madden players to play at that moment.
Do you feel like that LCQ run, because you've had to go through that gauntlet, do you think that provides a better preparation for this tournament than maybe some of those guys who qualified early in the year?
Oh, absolutely. Because like LCQ, you're playing the game nonstop every single day. Some people in the Madden Bowl weren't playing the game like that at this time of the year. The people who qualify from LCQ are like the hottest players going into the tournament, so that's how I feel.
Going through that LCQ, the gauntlet, getting through it, he's hot right now. Probably maybe the hottest player coming into this Madden Bowl.
Into the end zone! Touchdown, Fancy! What do you think is going to be the biggest challenge going from playing at home these last couple of years to playing in the studio?
Get in there! Playing at home, it's completely different. You're just there by yourself with just a camera in front of you. So it's definitely a completely different environment. Being in the studio, like I feel like there's a little more pressure on you, like maybe a little more nerves, but yeah, it's definitely different.
Do you feel like there's added pressure knowing that you're trying to get that first belt, trying to get over that hump and get one, or because there's so many people here that are also looking for that first belt, is there just no pressure?
Yeah, I feel like there's no pressure because especially on my side of the bracket, like if I win my next game, I'm probably gonna end up playing Henry, who's obviously the GOAT. So like I feel like there's not a lot of pressure on me to win, and like I feel like I'm being slept on.
Should be a really interesting game. Our second quarterfinal of the day. Gentlemen, it's time to get predictions in. First of all, we just pat Tyler Davis on the back. He correctly picked it, the #1 player in the world to win. So it's like a half a win, okay? But you're still the most. Who you got in this game?
It's a toss-up, but I got a call, or actually I didn't get a call. I saw my guy Jay Wall in person. He flew and he said, hey, look, you got to pick my guy Fancy. And I really wanted to lean David T, because I like how he's cool, calm, and collected, but I got to rock with a former belt winner. I got to rock with my guy, Jay Wall. I'm going with Fancy to pull this one off.
That's a bold move from Jay Wall to get the mush to pick his crewmate. Like, that's bold. I don't know any crewmate that would do that.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Ty was going to pick the favorite. He always picks the favorite. You know,
Are you going to pick the favorite?
Of course not, because I have the gall to let him hang and ride with David T. David T, a lot of people didn't think he deserved to be here. Bugs is going to tell you next why he's a dog. And I expect pretty much everybody to ride up here with David T. You know why? Because we did the eye test. You, on the other hand, Mr. Ty Davis, are just going with who you think is the favorite. Fancy, the big name in the community. But sometimes you got to look the underdogs in the eye and say, it's their time. It's David T's time.
Seriously, it was way better when we were remote and I didn't have this in my earbuds. What do you got in this game?
I mean, I think Yuza's 100% right. When you think about it, looking at a player and what they're made of, do they have what it takes to win in these moments? Do they have what it takes to overcome the environment? Not only that, you got to look at where they come from. I got a chance to meet his mom. You can kind of just look in his mom's eyes and see she's just built different.
Concrete jungle.
When you come from that, you have no choice but to be great.
Clef, you have plenty of experience playing both of these guys. Who's taking home the victory today?
Yeah, I don't really think there's no favorite in this matchup. I really think this is way closer than what people think. I mean, he's the 12th seed. You know, people just really going off names here. If you're going by resume, this should be a pick 'em. This is closer than people think. With that being said, I got to go with David T. David T is the closest thing you're going to see to Henry on offense. Audibling around, getting to that tight slots. He's real efficient on O. I got it, and I see y'all looking at me like I'm just riding with them. No, that ain't how this going over here. That ain't how this going over here. That ain't how this going. It's the eye test. I'm on my own right here.
This is disrespectful to Fancy. He's been to multiple Final Fours, and now
there you go.
This is great. I get to separate myself from you guys.
That was all I was thinking. All I was thinking was if Fancy wins this game, he's going to be unbearable.
This is the sharp side.
If you listen to the key word, he said he's been to multiple Final Fours. He's always looking for the favorite. Use your eyes, son. What do you see?
I'm the smart analyst.
Wrong again. And that's why you the mush
you
right now.
You go with your heart. I go with the brain.
I go with my eyes. Period. It may be one of them, but I'm going with it.
How's everyone doing at home? We're back live. I don't know if you can tell, but we're back in person. Should be a fantastic game between these two. We got nothing else to wait for. Let's get to these games. Let's get these players out here. First, introducing, he didn't need to make a live final to get here, but he sure has proved that he is worthy of being an MCS competitor in the Ultimate Madden Bowl. None other than David T. Is that the walk of a winner?
That's the walk of a winner.
Look at the pose, though. Look at the pose of a winner.
That's a winner.
Is that a Danny Dimes jersey we got going on?
Danny Dimes.
Repping New York.
Oh, I know my boy Fenton at home is geeking out because he's got Danny Dimes on it. Where are my Giants fans at? Big shout out to Long Island, New York, and David T looking for a big win today. So I guess that means if he's wearing a Giants jersey, we got ourselves a good old-fashioned NFC East battle, because on the flip side, from Frisco, Texas, none other than the big Cowboys fan himself, it is Fancy. You gotta love Fancy rocking the level neck swag too.
Oh yeah, rocking the brand.
Frisco, Texas native, big Cowboys fan. Talking with him, I believe the word he used about Dak Prescott was they're stuck with him. So I don't think he's a big Dak fan.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Cowboys are a tough spot with that quarterback, but Fancy's going to put on for those Cowboys here, rocking that level neck sweatshirt. You said it looks like I see a confident look there. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
That's confidence.
Yeah.
Well, here's our tail of the tape. Here's how they size up number-wise. Very similar in the power rankings. 3 career bowl appearances for Fancy, TD, 16-5 versus 19. David actually has more wins in the MCS this year than Fancy does.
Yeah, David C's never made a live event, obviously, until this one. Fancy's been to multiple, 6 of them, but both these guys, talented players. David T, you can see it. Cool, calm, and collected. He looks like he's ready for this moment, and Fancy's trying to get over the hump and get to that next level.
Even in his picture, David T looks laid back. He looks ready to go for this quarterfinal matchup. As we take a look at Fancy, his 3rd career Madden Bowl appearance. I feel like we were just getting to know him as a young player, but then again, pandemic time sort of runs at a different pace. It's been a crazy long 3 years. Getting to know Fancy a little bit better for those at home who do not know who he is. 6th MCS major appearance, his first major appearance since the Madden NFL 22 Ultimate Kickoff. Big thing, TD, he came through that LCQ.
Yeah, he fought through that LCQ. What a gauntlet that was. And then he take down Noah, a former belt winner last week. This is his 3rd Madden Bowl, just incredibly. I know his mom, Danny's at home watching this. She's excited for him. Big things in store for Fancy, potentially.
Might end to watch. This is somebody who's been good for a while. Big, tall cornerback in Harold Carmichael.
Yeah, if you want to slow down David T, this Harold Carmichael is obviously a beast out there. So much height, just an absolute monster. You get the deep KO abilities, the mid KO abilities, and tip drill for 0 AP. This guy is a monster on the defense.
His opponent, David T, getting set up. The vibe David brings to this tournament, calm, cool, and collected. He's out here having a good time, knows he's, I don't want to say playing with house money, but is out here just enjoying what he's able to do and enjoying the Bay Area, his first MCS major appearance. The only one to qualify via points, and it's been confirmed, even though he slammed it down, he's got nothing against water bottles.
No, he doesn't, even though he did go pretty crazy on that water bottle. But David T, we talked about it. Confidence is sky high, cool, calm, and collected. This is a kid, too, that's really hungry for this moment. He's been wanting this for years, and now he's in the spotlight.
That is Mud Iron to watch. Mark Brunell, you see that hot route master on him. That's going to let him give a lot of different looks to the defense.
Yeah, we've seen a few quarterbacks already. We saw Lamar, we saw Brady, and this Mark Brunell. He thinks it's the best quarterback in the game. You get the hot route master, you get the set feet, lead the feelers, all for 5 AP. So this Mark Brunell has a great release as well at the quarterback position.
Y'all ready for our second game of the day?
Oh, yeah.
Ready to kick this bad boy off? We got David T taking on Fancy. Quarterfinal, number 2 from the Bay Area here in the Ultimate Madden Bowl. Presented by PS5, it is kickoff. David T taking on Fancy in a good old-fashioned NFC East battle. It will be Fancy getting the ball first as Justin Tucker boots this one away. Short kick to around the 15-yard line. Christian Okoye will take that to the 20, and he'll near the 25-yard line. We'll call it the 24, and that's where we will start as you take a look at that beautiful Madden 23 bowl belt. Bugs, you've been saying you're not going to touch it. It's bad luck to touch it until you win it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You don't even want to look that thing in the eyes. That's not something you want to do. You want to sit back, just act like it's not even there, focus on the game and the task at hand, and really focus on that, and that's going to take you to the promised land.
Where do you get these superstitions from? Just where? Like, I don't get it.
My question is, why do you be touching it then? Why you be touching it, looking in the eye, holding it, carrying it,
I mean,
wearing it around your belt?
Because I ain't going to get close to one no more. It's over, all right? It is over.
Yes!
Thank you.
Yes, he's defeated. He's defeated, chat. That's right.
This can't be a tweet that Boogs deletes. It is on video. We have it recorded. How many that B-roll sent to me? Thank you. Will, Chad, somebody?
How time you accepted it. Destiny. It's inevitable.
1st and 10 for Fancy on offense for the first time out in the tight slots. 2 wide receivers left side, 1 to the right side. And Plaxico Burris out there as well. Brunell back to pass. One of the tough parts about Brunell is he's a lefty. It don't matter, though, when Herman Moore is that open down the field. Books, that's a Lions legend.
Oh, yeah. A Lions legend, the 2nd greatest Lion receiver, of all time.
I thought you were about to put him ahead of Barry or Calvin, and we were about to go crazy.
Yeah, I was tripping. I almost said something unforgivable.
1st down and 10. Quick drive so far. Brunell steps up, and he takes off. Lots of room up the middle. Great pocket presence.
Yeah, phenomenal pocket presence. And, you know, Fancy is one of the most talented offensive players in the world by far. His one weakness has been his defense in his career. But you see it early here. Goes to the PA shot, has the deep corner out for an easy completion, and then you see that pocket presence. Gets busy, goes up the middle, picks up a 1st down with Brunell.
1st down and 10. So he's got Burris and Irvin on the right side. As Brunell's back to pass, 4-man rush from David T. In trouble, and he's lucky that one doesn't fall into the defender's hands. How many D-line picks have we seen like that?
Too many if you hit a community.
Oh, for sure.
Twitch chat, let us know. How many is too many? Big shout out to everybody watching the EA Madden NFL Twitch and YouTube channel. As Brunell, end zone. Oh, that's Drake London. Ducks under the tackle, and he's into the end zone. Fancy scores quickly.
What a phenomenal route combo. Goes to that Saint spot shake, popular play, but this time he sets up 2 routes over the middle that really stress the user. And you saw David T pick the wrong one. The post coming from left to right, wide open, high ball, touchdown early for Fancy.
And that's one of the biggest difference in previous Madden. Your user, I felt like he was right on the spot, but nowadays you just cannot change direction and be able to guard 2 routes like that and the easy beam if you make the right decision by Fancy.
Clef, this play almost started in disaster. It looked like he was running into his own man, but was able to find Herman Moore down the field and sets up this touchdown play.
Yeah, one of the best plays in the game, PA shot, and a great job right here by Fancy of not just giving up on this post route. It's easy to give up on that post because you see him peel off, but he really trusted it, high passed it, which is the best way to pass lead this year, and threw a touchdown. And you see the adjustment early from David T. He's a dollar player. He doesn't like running wide. Came out, ran wide, got dotted, and switched to dollar real quick. So that'll be interesting to watch to see how he adjusts out of that.
Boogs, when you're in this situation, you talk about the live event, how tough it is to play in a live when you're that close to your opponent. Is there any part that's tough with that Madden Bowl belt sitting right above you and you take a peek at it in the middle of the game?
No. The biggest thing that makes it tough for you is really just kind of just being out of your element. Maybe a Spotify commercial comes on in the middle of your music. Maybe you're listening to Future, and the next thing you know, you get a Spotify ad or something like that. Those are the things that throw you off.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the belt sitting in front of you. You don't really focus on that.
Not to mention the tough parts about staying in a hotel. You're not in your own bed. You're not in your own routine. Like, there's a lot that goes into playing a live event that I think people don't really understand.
Oh, no doubt about it. It's so different, right? You're not in your pajamas. Your mom's not cooking for you. You're out here in the hot seat. You got people watching you. They can hear us talking maybe behind the music. There's a lot going on. You said it. You're in a hotel room. You're flown across the country. A lot of nerves go into this. So we'll see how these two can handle it.
I'm just glad you and Nick brought pants, man. I thought we was about to be in trouble.
All right, well, listen, I forgot.
I gotta be honest. I kind of missed the shorts.
I was really comfortable. I'm not gonna lie.
I really was.
Reminder, guys, if you want more information on these players or the rosters and abilities they're rocking, make sure you watch Inside the Command Center here on Twitch. You also got that awesome ticker at the bottom, which I think at last count had about 432,000 abilities that these guys are using. A lot of 0 AP out there.
Oh, tons. Lots of abilities. This is definitely the year of the most abilities we've ever seen. And interesting play call right there. David T checks it down. The drag gets behind the flat defender. And David T's looking good on his opening drive.
Handoff to Terrell Davis. First run play we've seen Get a couple. Another thing, user. I mean, last time we saw Fancy in a live event, he was wearing glasses. He's got the contacts right now. Who's tougher, contacts Fancy or glasses Fancy?
Of course, you ask user.
I mean, that's out of control.
Well,
All these subliminal shots that I'm taking. Yes, why did you ask me that, Nick? You know
because
what? I'm going to throw it back at you.
You're the fashion expert, sir.
No, don't try to hit me with no fashion expert. You know what I'm saying? I watch your subtle distance.
Here, let me just hit that cough button so I can't hear you anymore. Boogs, what do you think's tougher, the glasses Fancy or contacts Fancy?
I don't know. Sometimes people, it's kind of like going from Steve Urkel to Stephon Urkel.
Oh.
You know,
good Family Matters reference.
Wow. So maybe Fancy is stepping his game up and really like enhancing his confidence with the contact. So maybe that's the tougher version.
Am I supposed to know who that is?
Oh my God!
I mean, it's not my
fault. Can we get somebody else out here?
Born in a real year.
Wait,
right?
you was going back that far?
Yeah, you was born in an era that don't matter. Right?
Yo, I thought we were supposed to like love each other. We're all back.
Nah.
You know, it's just all straight.
Michael Irvin over the middle to the 15-yard line. Interesting to see the lefty Brunel getting so much play. In past years, TD, lefty was almost a curse.
Yeah, it really was. You know, it was a real thing. No one wanted to go to the lefties as he throws it away here. But, you know, in past years, you didn't get a good handoff on some carries. It was just off. It didn't feel right. But that Mark Brunel has really shown, you know, a difference. And I will say, though, Michael Vick in years past is the only one that was really like, okay, we can use this guy. But this Mark Brunel, with that release and everything, just a different animal.
Well, user Boogs Clef, we'll catch up with you at halftime. Boog, can you please show Clef some like Family Matters episodes while you're over there? Like, culture him a little bit.
No problem, I got you.
I appreciate that. Brunel in the shotgun for David T. On 2nd and 10. He's going to throw this one away through the back of the end zone, set up a third down.
Yeah, tries to set up those dual slants over the middle. Nothing doing, though. Gets pressured up the middle, so has to throw it away in the back of the end zone. Live to fight another down. Big third and 10 here for David T. Definitely, obviously want some type of points, but to get 7 and tie this would be huge.
Third down. Tight slots, 2 wide, left side, 1 to the right side, 1 tight end, right side of that formation. He'll motion Terrell Davis out of the backfield, emptying it out for Brunel. Jaguars legend. The lefty, 3-man rush, throws it underneath. C.D. Lamb straight up, stone cold drop that.
Oh, scary right there. He set a good route combo. He set up the high-low read. It was a post and then a drag behind it. He might not have got the first, but he probably could have picked up 7 or 8. It makes it a manageable 4th down, gets a terrible animation, and he's forced to kick 3. So tough break for David T. Was the right read. Fancy did a great job, though, of sitting back, not letting the deeper route beat him. He forced him to check it down. Like I said, it would have put him in a manageable 4th and 3, but not today. He's going to take his 3.
7-3 the score, under a minute to go here in the first quarter. As the kick is away, Christian Okoye will take this up past the 25-yard line. We'll call it right at the 25-yard line as we take a look at this 3rd and 10 one more time. I think it's because he's wearing the Giants unis that C.D. Lamb decided to sell.
Yeah, it's a tough break right there. And you see David T. shakes his head in disappointment. He knows he would have been close to that 1st down mark. And Nick, I'm a Boston fan, but I got to admit, these Giants unis pretty tough. I really like these throwback classic New York Giants.
Well, I've been adopted by the New York Giants fans. They've been very loving to me as I root for our New York Giants, as I was a man without a team.
Nice dot right there from Fancy. You see that Michael Irvin. Fancy must feel good, rocking the Cowboys unis, and you get Michael Irvin out there. Just seems like it goes together perfectly.
1st and 10, Brunel in trouble. Lucky that one's not picked off.
Gets those block sheds off the edge. He did have a wide open slant right there. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to get it off in time, but you see David T. sending that pressure. Comes out in the nickel 3-3, audibles over to that 3-3-5 Cub. Gets some good pressure there off the edge.
2nd and 10, throw to Byers right side. He'll pick up a 1st down. Halfback wheel routes, still a dangerous weapon.
Yeah, great point. And these flat routes just are so good. This Saint spot shake play we talk about so much. You get left side, you get a quick wheel route. Right side, you get the running back wheel route. Then you could add in some other hot routes. We saw Fancy go to it earlier with the slant post combo over the middle. So that play is just a staple of offenses in Madden 23. So good because it can beat man coverage as well as zone. It's just super good against both coverages. And you see Fancy going to it a lot here in this tight offset.
And a 7-3 our score. I feel like this one not quite as frantic with the pace of the Henry game.
No, a little bit slower. Still pretty fast. He's going to take a shot.
He's got him. Does it Plaxico Burress just outside the outstretched arms of Plaxico Burress?
Yeah, that deep corner route from PA Shot seems is just so good because it can get behind zones. It can beat man. Had a few steps on him, but just not enough room to get it there.
2nd down. Brunel left side. He's got Irvin. And Irvin's fighting his way, trying to get inside the red zone. They'll call him down at the 21.
And once again, he goes to that same play. It's just so difficult to defend because you do have to worry about the flats. You come back, you got these 2 crossing routes over the middle. David T's user goes to the right side, and the slant comes back to left side. So, he's really struggling to defend these crossing routes over the middle. Fancy doing a great job with his play designs.
4:20 and counting, 1st and 10. Brunel back to pass. Looking for X in the end zone, but it's well covered, so he will take off with Brunel. He'll pick up 5.
Yeah, and it really tightens up down here inside the red zone, right? If that was further away on the field, that probably would have been open, right? Those zone defenders can do a great job sitting back in the end zone to defend those posts, and that was the case there. But good pocket. We've seen Fancy with some great pocket presence throughout this game. A couple of nice scrambles with Brunel.
On 2nd down, it's Byers. Looks like a little 0-1 trap up the middle. Only going to get 2 yards. Good run defense from David T.
Yeah, phenomenal user right there from David T. You see that stick work, using that Ted Hendricks in the middle with that lurker ability. He's ready for everything. 6'7", I believe, Ted Hendricks. Great stick work there. Gets the nice tackle for only a few.
Now left side, he's got Burris. Spin move back inside, little pivot to the 4-yard line. It's 1st and goal. As Fancy looks to go up by 2 scores.
Yeah, good play design there. Goes to the dual hitches, dual post, right? It's a staple of offenses, especially down in the red zone. And this time he goes to the post, to the right, to the left. So you can tell Fancy's been in the lab. He knows what he wants to run. David's struggling a little bit for it. But for David here, you got to hold him to 3, right? You don't want to go down 2 possessions. You see him on the edge of his seat, dialed in right now. But 1st and goal. We'll see if Fancy now goes to a little bit of the ground game, right? With that, I believe he has, he's got goal line back. So we'll see if he gets the better blocking inside the 5. Look for him to use that goal line back ability down here on a potential inside zone.
Using a lot of play clock as it's down to 7 seconds. We're at the 3-minute mark. Shotgun, 2 running backs, and it's going to be a handoff to who else? William the Fridge Perry. You use him for power, but when the blocking is that good, it doesn't matter how much power you have.
There's that goal line back. The Fridge pounds it in the end zone, and Fancy looking good, up 14-3. Fancy, just one of the best offensive players in the world, and he's putting on a showcase right here early.
$45,000 on the line. Fancy with the early 2-score lead. As the kick is away, and it will go through the back of the end zone for a touchback. We take a look one more time. The Fridge Perry. Look at that block. Look at Byers get up there and seal the block.
Perfection right there. Goes to the split back formation. You get that better blocking inside the 5. Just great play design. Good prep, lab work from Fancy. Knew what to call right there at the 4-yard line. And he's up early, 14-3, looking good.
Washington Husky. Mark Brunel looks left side, finding CeeDee Lamb to the 32-yard line. He'll get 7 underneath. How big is this drive for David T?
Yeah, this is massive. Of course, David T, David Tampolini from New York, rocking that Indianapolis Colts offensive playbook. So we saw it a little bit with Henry. Likes the bunch, goes over to this tight slots, weak formation a lot. But like you said, this is a massive drive, right? And I think in this case, you got to get 7, potentially 8 if you go for 2 to make it a 3-point game. But no field goal in this spot unless you're like, it's dire strengths at the end of the half. But you got to go down, punch this in the end zone, and get right back in it.
Looked like that on that play. He had 2 crossing slants, streak route left side, hitch route right side. Defense bagged it.
Yeah, that's a tough route combo to defend, but Fancy did a great job there. And this time, David T, nice check down. The quick table route goes to that flood play. So you see a lot of the dual, like you talked about, you see a lot of the slant post combos. You also see this play flood, where you get the corner route to the left as well as the running back underneath.
Underneath it is Terrell Davis. We'll get to the 37-yard line. We'll hit the 2-minute warning. All I'm saying, I'm looking out in this crowd. We got some Madden players out there. We got some former Madden players out there.
Is that a belt winner out there?
There's a belt winner.
In the white sleeve? I see him over there.
I believe that's
Pavin in the building.
That's a Raiders champion right there. I'm just saying, like, if you're out here, I mean, even just for us, as he's looking for Thomas over the top, Michael Thomas inside the 15-yard line. Just sitting here in the crowd, being able to watch these guys at a high level, it's got to get you amped and want to, like, even here in February, want to get you back in the lab.
And there he is. You see him there. He's dialed in, taking notes on this game.
When did Pavin turn 35? Can we ask that question? He was like a kid last time we were here. All of a sudden, he's an adult. Looks like he's going to take my lunch money. Brunel, 1st and 10. Look at end zone. CeeDee Lamb to the house. Touchdown for David T.
David T with a huge bounce back. Very interesting to see CeeDee Lamb out there in those Giants unis, but that's a big-time response from David T to get right back in it. Did get plenty of time left for Fancy, but if you're David T, you got to feel good as he takes a sip of the water.
I mean, listen, I'm a big Giants fan. I got to say, CeeDee Lamb is better than literally every single New York Giant wide receiver that played at the end of the season, because it was you, me, and User out there.
You gonna disrespect Richie James like that?
Richie James.
Isaiah Hodgins, come on.
Okoye will return this to the 24-yard line. Take a look one more time. Simple crossing around over the middle. And a nice read there from David T.
Yeah, phenomenal route combo right there. Has the drag, the crosser, and the slant backside. The crosser gets wide open at the pylon. David T with a huge touchdown to get back in it. Now, for Fancy here, you don't want to make a mistake, right? You're playing well, but you have plenty of time with those 2 timeouts. Ooh, you want to be careful there. Take a sack at a fumble, but plenty of time for Fancy. And if you're David T, I wonder if you dial up the pressure here. I don't think you want to play a bend but don't break style in this spot. I think you maybe send a little bit of a pressure, force Fancy potentially into a mistake.
Second and 10. Quick throw to the flat. It's Byers picking up a first down, makes a man miss. He's down to the 41-yard line. Fancy in business, and he's got the clock stopped with a minute 2.
He gets out of bounds. Good clock management right there from Fancy. Plenty of time still with those 2 timeouts. Cooking up his hot routes here. No, he's going to go 0-1 trap. So that's another thing too that the pros do. You know, it's a chess match, right? It's a strategy game. You pretend you're doing these hot routes and you just hand it off in an 0-1 trap. I like the call there too. You saw the defense completely spread out in that nickel 3-3. David trying to set up that loop blitz, and you see how wide open the middle is. And when you got plenty of time left, I like the call from Fancy. Only gets 6 on the play though.
Second down and 4. That quick motion once again. He'll look underneath again to Herman Moore. Getting a little left, little right, little excuse me to the 37-yard line, steps out of bounds.
Hit him with a little Ric Flair, styling and profiling on him. Okay, I like it. Great stick work from Fancy right there. And you can tell he's really thinking about his next move, right? You got to use the clock now, 52 seconds. Only 1 timeout, but he's doing a great job getting out of bounds here, saving that clock.
Brunell back to pass. In trouble, just avoids the sack, and is going to find his way to a first down. Gets 12 on the play.
Oh, a little stumble. You got to be careful. If he would have took a hit stick right there, it could have been lights out. But once again, you see that pocket presence from Fancy. So good with that. Brunell steps up, makes the play happen. I know he would have liked to got down a little bit sooner, but still gets down. Now the clock's moving. We got to go. Here we go.
Oh, he just missed more. I thought he was going to try to take a shot to London. Looked like London had some room in the end zone. Either way, it's incomplete.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Fancy would have got out of bounds there, too. Probably only picked up about 6 or 7, but would have got out of bounds. You can see him a little bit disgusted right there. Big break for David.
London and Moore on the left side of the formation. Burris and Lamb on the right side on 2nd and 10. Brunell will throw it to the right side. It's Herman Moore, but didn't get the feet in bounds. 3rd and 10.
Yeah, Herman Moore kind of selling him right now. Might be thinking twice about putting Herman on the squad. That's 2 in a row right there. Unfortunate. And if you're David T, that's huge. Puts him in a good spot. Now for Fancy, this is really tough here because you can take 1 chance over the middle, right? And you call that final timeout. Then you have 1 shot to the end zone. So the whole field is really open to him in this spot.
On 3rd and 10.
Look for Plexco here. He's going to try to set it up.
David T using with Ted Hendricks. One of the best users out there. So much height in the middle of the field. On 3rd down, he stressed the middle of the field. A great free-form pass to Herman Moore.
Phenomenal free-form. Pass led it up the field. And you saw, too, David T was so worried about Plexco on that corner route that he completely backed off the coverage, and that's a great job from Fancy. Get it over the middle, use that final timeout. Now you have 1, maybe 2 shots in the end zone. Here we go.
Brunell right side. He's got then tackle. Wow. Clock running, and he's going to end up with no point. I heard user out there saying settle for 3. Fancy got aggressive. Could this be the break that David T needed?
Massive, massive, massive mistake from Fancy. You cannot do that in that spot. He goes to the baby out route underneath. The defender was right there waiting for it. And you hear user capping for David T, but that is a huge stop for David. Tons of confidence going into the second half, and he gets the ball.
What an end to the half. Both of these games we've had today have had wild plays right around halftime. It is 14-10. That means it's our time to check in with the Scooter Boys. It is User and Boogs. Boys, I feel like that play might have been a little mush affected right there.
I mean, it could be, because honestly, when you're doing a play like that, you know you have no timeouts left. You're going to throw the short out route inside of field play to get tackled, have the clock run out, and get no points on the board. Boogs, you know you cannot do that in this situation.
Yeah, that's one of the mistakes you just cannot make, especially in these big moments. Yeah, it feel like maybe it's only 3 points, but those 3 points can be critical to winning or losing this game. You cannot make that mistake if you're fancy.
And you look at those situations, you ask, we're back at the live event. Are these moments too big for these players? When you see moments like that, everybody's in the crowd saying, what are you doing? You cannot make that mistakes. Do you think it's a live moment or it's just a mental, mental 40-inch slip?
I mean, that happens. It happens in these games. These games move so fast sometimes where you're kind of outthinking yourself. Sometimes you overthink the situation. You're in a position where you're like, you know what, let me go ahead and try to get the points. And then you kind of overthink and then you kind of panic in the situation. And then you just make the wrong move at the wrong time. And you end up costing yourself points and you end up kicking yourself. That's going to be the biggest thing to look for in this second half. Does Fancy kick himself?
And that's one thing about it, man. You see these guys, Fancy's been in full control. He was able to stop David T. And you kind of look the way Fancy, we'll see over some of these clips during this game. David T. first came out here in the wide, and then he tried to mix it up and go back to the dollar. And as you look right here, one of the plays, Fancy just being patient, sees right here, trying to cover 2 routes with his user. Easy touchdown, makes the right read. But what I wanted to touch on, Boogs, is when we talk about David T's defense. What he's been doing, he's been coming out here in that 3-3 wide, and he hasn't been putting pressure on Fancy. Fancy has been sending out all 5 receivers, even though he doesn't want to run the dollar because he know Fancy last game when he saw the dollar, he was very effective running the ball. I think he still needs to run the dollar because Fancy respects it. And so in that situation, what do you think is David T's strength? Should he be in 3-3 or should he be in the dollar?
I think no matter which defense he's in, I think he should be in whichever defense he's most comfortable in. That's really the most important thing. When it comes to being able to get stops in Madden 23, it really comes down to your comfort level. If you're more comfortable in the dollar, run the dollar. If you're more comfortable in the wide, run the wide. However, send 5. Go get him. Stop playing around with him. Put some pressure on him. Too often he's sending 4 or 3 and stuff like that. Put some pressure on him. Stop allowing him to send 5 out consistently, down after down.
I agree with you, Boogs. You got to pin your ears back and send the dogs. You cannot let Fancy sit back and send out 5 receivers and just pick you apart. Send pressure. Put him up under the heat. Put him in the kitchen. Put him in the oven. See if he can deal with that pressure. He's in a great position right now. He's only down 4. He gets this ball. What's the mode? What's your mindset when you come out of half and you're down 4 and you get the ball?
Get 7. There's nothing to talk about. Go get 7 points right here. You go get 7 because right now it's in Fancy's head. He's thinking about, I just cost myself 3 points. So if he goes down here and gets 7, now I'm down 3. That's gonna be a thing that he's constantly thinking about right now. So if you're David T, you got to go get 7 in this situation, and it puts all the pressure on Fancy.
Nick and Nick in the mush. You hear? Fancy is in his head right here because he know he just cost himself points. How would David T counter and capitalize on this mistake?
It's time to take a look at our Madden 23 MCS Power Rankings powered by Ram Trucks. Taking a look at our Ultimate Madden Bowl quarterfinalists, where they stand in the power rankings. Biggest thing here, look at that 8 through 14, well represented. Only 2 from the top 8. Those, of course, are the 2 with the byes, Henry and Dez. So it's a big week. We've been here, we're live in the Bay Area. Only best if we do, how about a 3rd dump truck giveaway?
Another one?
Another one? Another one? We're DJ Khaled out here. Those 4 97 overall Super Bowl champions releasing in game tomorrow. Edelman, Lewis, Bettis, and Dockett. The winner of this one, how about Russ 1302? That actually might be Russ Westbrook. I know he's a big MCS fan. Shout out to Russ. Russ 1302, congratulations, you're taking home that dump truck. Back to game action. As it is David T scrambling with Mark Brunell picking up 7.
Yeah, and I think this drive here is bigger for Fancy, right? We know he has the lead, but that monumental mistake to end the half. I mean, even if you could get up 17-10, you're in a great spot. So, and Fancy, in the past has had the tendency to fold and not bounce back from adversity. So I want to see what he's made of. Has he learned over these years? Let's see if he can bounce back from this so far early. David looking great, though. We talked about Fancy's pocket presence, but look at David's with that Brunell as well. Scrambling, getting the first, looking good here early.
On first down, it's Brunell over to C.D. Lamb, picking up a first down. And David T trying to work his way down the field. He's got to feel like he's got new life with that stop at the end of the half.
Yeah, definitely, no doubt about it. And he's looked pretty good in this tight slots as well, right? This time goes to that slant post combo, slants wide open, going to the right side. Nice dot from David T.
He's got Kittle. George Kittle out of bounds at the 20-yard line. David T's in business. A reminder, guys, if you're out there and you want to win a trip to the Super Bowl, I know Ty, you want to get out there. I know User wants to get out there. I know everybody here wants to get out there. Visit MaddenBowlGiveaway.com for a chance to win a trip for two to Super Bowl 57, as that one is a throwaway. You're going to get tickets. You're going to flights, accommodations, all paid for. Visit the show. If you haven't already done that, go there right now. Super easy to sign up. Click on the link to come back here and watch this stream you're already in. And guess what? You get some ticket entries just for being here. And we're going to have a secret keyword.
Hold on, can you handle this? I'm just going to go take my phone out. I'm going to go sign up.
You're not eligible, sir. You work for us. As that's into the end zone, David T takes the lead.
David T in business. That's how you respond. Big opening half drive right there. Gets it in the end zone. The crowd is on David T's side. He might be the home field favorite here. And David T looking good. And look at these two legends.
Have those guys ever played any Madden before?
RG, Chow, two of the greatest of all time in the audience. You love to see it.
As Okoye will take it to the 23-yard line. Take a look one more time at Mark Brunell, the Washington Husky, right up the seam to the Iowa Hawkeye, George Kittle.
I mean, you talk about the definition of a laser. Ladies and gentlemen, you just saw it. Threads the needle. Perfect precision right in the seam. What a hot one from David.
So that was a laser, not the beam that was a pick that User said was a beam in the last game. 100% sure.
Yeah.
He's walking over here.
Definitely. Oh, there he comes.
1st and 10. He's got a shot over the top. Can Moore get there? He cannot.
Herman Moore has been rough for Fancy. That's the third play. I mean, that was a little bit of an overthrow right there from Brunell. Herman Moore has not been ideal for Fancy. So we talked about it, right? Can Fancy bounce back from a little adversity? And in that second half, not on a great note. Opening drive here, gave up 7, didn't look good on defense. He relies on his offense. This is where his bread is buttered. Let's see what he can do.
2nd and 10, Brunell back to pass. Fancy looks left side, and he's got Michael Irvin. That guy actually didn't play for the Dallas Cowboys. He's pretty good for them.
Pretty good?
Yeah,
How about great? How about Hall of Fame worthy? And once again, Fancy goes to that same route combo he loves. The Saint spot shake, up the crossing routes over the middle. That's really been his best play all game long. I like to see him keep going to it. I also like to see Fancy mixing a little ground game. We haven't seen any 0-1 trap, no inside zone. He was so effective, but he's got triangle
Looking over the top
here.
Can Moore get to this one? No. The free form just out of reach again.
Oh my goodness. Herman Moore just laying down, and Brunell overthrows that one. Fancy's got to be sick about it because that was a touchdown. I mean, that was a walk-in touchdown. Wide open and missed it.
Does he try for it to get 7th time's the charm?
Man.
3-man rush. I think he had X up the seam, but he's going to find Michael Irvin, get an easy first down to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, and David T continues to give that up, though, right? He's worried about the crosser going to the right. This time the crosser back to the left. Easy dot for Fancy. Does he try to set up Herman Moore again? He's gonna. Here we go. Let's see if he can go to him for like the 7th time.
Second game of the day, and we still got our semifinal coming up, so you're not going to want to miss that one as Plaxico Burris will pick up a first down for Fancy. This is where you start looking up at that clock, TD, and start wondering, does Fancy do what Henry did, where he started really thinking about not giving a lot of time to David T?
I think it's a little too early for that, right? I think Fancy's, disappointed with how this second half is going so far. It's still the third quarter. I think he's going to just try to get 7 as quick as possible. And you saw the adjustment there from David T. He manned up Herman Moore. He had like 3 guys on him. He was like, I'm going to force you to go underneath. He does. Another nice dot here. This time, Herman Moore catches it, and Fancy in business.
Third quarter winding down. So happy guys along with us. Nick Mazesco, Tyler Davis. Live in San Francisco, California. 1st and 10, right side. Herman Moore didn't sell on that one. He comes down with a touchdown catch, and Fancy retakes the lead.
Free form laser beam from Fancy. Waits till the post gets behind the defender. Free forms it to the back of the end zone at the pylon. Precision pass. Fancy back on business. So that's what he needed, right? That gets the confidence going, gets the momentum going. He feels good about his offense.
Back and forth, punch, counter punch. I mean, Clef said that this game was a pick 'em, and it feels like it.
Yeah, this is a heavyweight battle. As we take a look at this final play, David T goes to the left. There's Herman Moore coming back to the right, the dual post, back of the end zone at the pylon, and Fancy in business. And yeah, it is a pick 'em, right? Both these guys, this is a heavyweight battle between two guys that have just, loved in the community. So impressive, both guys so talented, and only one can get a spot in the Final Four against Henry.
Brunel in the shotgun, back to pass. Three-man rush from Fancy as Brunel steps right, has a man open. That's Michael Thomas to the right side, makes a man miss, and he'll step out of bounds to the 43-yard line. Big play, 15 of 22, 227 passing.
Yeah, first half was relatively slow pace, but this second half has been back and forth. A light show between both these guys with fireworks. And that's another dot right there from David T. So once again, another post route. We've seen a million post routes in this game, but this time wide open on the right side.
Over the middle, CeeDee Lamb for a first down, and that will take us to the fourth quarter. I need your fours up in the chat, in the studio, wherever you are. We got 1 quarter left until we find out who will play Henry in the semifinal. It's a 4-point game.
Yeah, 4-point game. Remember, this is a $45,000 game. You win this, you get a spot at $100K in the Final Four. So much on the line. Imagine playing a $45,000 game of Madden.
I cannot, because I would lose. If I was putting up that money, I would lose $45,000. That's how it goes.
And you see both these guys pretty much on the edge of their seat, especially David T. Oh, these guys dialed in right now.
Now you put me in a $45,000 French fry eating contest down there. I can do that one, but that ain't gonna work. You see David T. locked in, trying to retake the lead. Brunel over the left side, he finds Davis. No, again, and it's something we haven't talked about a ton, but how about what this TGL crew has been able to do, picking up guys, Wesley is in TGL, you got David T, you got Noah, all guys who qualified for the Madden Bowl. David T still here.
So impressive, right? That TGL crew at the top. When there's a couple crews at the top. I think TGL, you got to put them up there with some of the guys they have in there. And David T putting on for the crew right now, trying to get a spot in that Final Four. Going to go a little tempo here. I'd expect an inside zone. He's going to try to cook one up on the 2. Very risky. Let's see what he does.
Trips tight end, Kittle the lone tight end, right side of the formation. Brunel back to pass, 3-man rush. Looking left side, that's a tough throw in coverage. And he's probably a little lucky that's not going the other way.
Extremely scary. Now you see Fancy starting to get in the groove here. He's like, whoa, let's slow it down right there. Very scary throw from David T in the back.
You got to go to the ground game here, right?
That's what I'm thinking, especially on second down. Like the 2-yard line is so tough. I know what he was trying to do. The post slant combo can be good down here, but the 2-yard line is so tough. And he's going to go to formation we haven't seen all game.
And he throws it left side. Picked off! Harold Carmichael on the 1 yard inside the end zone. And there goes the big man down the right sideline to the 40. Like a doctor in the 50s. Harold Carmichael's making a house call.
Wow, on the 2-yard line. A game-changing play for Fancy, and his MUT item to watch, Harold Carmichael, comes up absolutely massive, gets the pick, and takes it 98 yards.
So that was a yard into the end zone. That was a 101-yard return.
You're right.
And I didn't know Harold Carmichael had that sort of stamina, looking like Sam Hubbard returning that fumble recovery. As we take a look one more time, try to catch him off guard. You can't catch Carmichael off guard.
You can, and you see Fancy.
Out of there. Come on.
Man,
this is the first emotion we've seen from any of the players today, really.
What's crazy, User was catching up with Cole, who we're going to see in a bit. He was catching up with Cole about this game.
Cole, what's going on, man? I'm in here in the Players Lounge. Obviously, we thought David T was going to go down there and put up some points, and he just really needed to get a stop. But in this situation, when you throw the pick six and you still got a little bit of time left, what's your mindset to still try to keep yourself in this game?
You got to score before 2. And if you do score before 2, you need to get out of the defense you're in, blitz, and try to force something.
I mean, so how is he going to get a stop? He's yet to really put a stop out on this field. What would you cook up in this situation?
I would get in dollar and send 5, leave the line spread. If he wants to run, he's going to run if David gets the ball back.
All right, Nick and Ty, you heard Cole Boats. You heard his adjustments. We'll see you at the end of the game.
I'm just saying, I know Clef and Books know this reference. I mean, looking like you're doing a great Rico Williams impression from the Players Lounge. I'm just saying, he throws it up to Michael Thomas. I'm just saying, big shout out to my guy Rico.
Oh, shout out to Rico, man. Absolute legend in the Madden community, one of the best guys you'll ever meet. And it's just big here for David T. And, we talked about a little bit, Nick. David did try to get a little too cute down there, right? His case, I think, was he's been in the lab. He probably labbed that in the red zone. But that's a formation he hasn't ran all game, and you bring it out in a crucial moment. But let's see if he can come back. This is massive. 4th and 11, pretty much game on the line.
28-17, 4th and 11. He finds Davis, but that ball is pride free, and that could seal this one. Fancy in business. Boy, how quickly can a game of Madden change? This was a different ball game not a minute and a half ago.
That's why you have to be almost flawless to win a belt. You have to be on the, at your A game, perfection, because David T's played a great game. Both these guys have. I would argue David T was playing better, but at the 2-yard line, you can't make that mistake. And Fancy took advantage.
I know you're just excited because you picked Fancy to win this game.
I guess the mush is over, even though
okay,
there was never a mush.
Let's all settle down. I mean, if we're looking at overall standings, getting down to the end of the table right now.
Got a gray suit on.
You know what the sad part is, Nick? I feel like, when I was in here, David T was feeding off my energy. And then it was somebody's idea to try to make me be Rico 2.0 over there. You know what I'm saying? and shout out to Rico the legend, but like, come on, man. And then
you are out here blaming production for why David T's losing this game?
Listen, I believe if I was still in here, David T would have still been in the game because he was feeding off that energy. The rest of y'all wasn't riding for him. Bugs, Clef, what happened?
Look, man, I was over there, trying to support and talk about things he needed to do and get done in the game. And I was doing my job.
We here to support both players. Yeah. We here to do our job, man. We ain't here to root for one player.
So what you're saying
man.
is you're a professional.
We being professional. We got a job to do, man. Our job ain't to sit up here and give somebody some energy, man.
Nah, man, y'all was over there baking the cake. That's what y'all was doing. Y'all should have been rooting my guy David T on.
What?
Man, it's crazy.
28-17 our score. Fancy, this looks like all but a formality. As he's got Perry and Byers in the backfield, and Perry lose a yard. It's going to be 4th and goal. Fancy probably just going to settle for 3 here, go up by 2 scores, and go play some defense.
Yeah, that's a great job right there by Fancy. Using all the clock right there, forcing to call all his timeouts. Now he's going to take this 3, go up 2 possessions, virtually end the game here. David T's in a tough spot.
He'll use all this clock. 28-17. User, I think what is important to point out is that Fancy played really well, especially here in the second half. Didn't let a deficit get to him. He came out here, and he, with that pick 6, was able to seal this.
Yeah, Nick. David T, had a tough situation, but Fancy able to capitalize off that mistake and being able to pull this game out. David T had it close all the way down to the end, but like the guy said, one mistake will cost you, and you hate to see that because David T has been playing phenomenal to get here. He was in full control of this game with a big stop right before half, and just unable to capitalize and keep the momentum going.
Boy, how big this year. You want to talk about, there's so many abilities guys are using right now. We've seen so much, but those KO abilities, if you're a new player out there looking to get better, you don't know what abilities to put out there, start with those KO abilities.
Yeah, it's all the deep KOs. Whether you want to go man or you want to run deep route KO or medium route KO. But right now, you see a lot of these players like that play we seen on the wheel route. That's mid-zone KO. You got the deep out zone KO. You stack those on your corners and on your safeties, and it makes it really tough. It makes it really tough to complete any pass, especially when you got pick artists out there. When they knock it out, you can catch it off the tip as well.
31-17, still only a 2-score game, and that's going to wrap it up. Ted Hendricks with the interception once again. He'll walk out of bounds, and Fancy's going to seal himself $45,000 and a date with Henry in just a couple minutes.
Big time win for Fancy, right? A lot of people at this table doubted him, but he came through, and he was great on his offense, but it was his defense in the end that did it. Harold Carmichael, absolutely massive for him. He's got a tough task ahead of him going up against Henry, but like you said, he secured himself $45,000 and another Final Four for Fancy.
I don't know how you make these picks, man. I mean, it must be so hard so hard just, to pick the favorite every time.
Yeah, okay.
Well, he was able to come away with the win, even though he's technically the underdog, 13-12. I don't know. Fancy got the win. The LCQ winner keeps the drive alive, wins $45 additional $1,000, and has a $50,000 game of Madden with Henry coming up. That is going to be an absolutely great game. That's coming up here in just a little bit. As you see, Jacob Worthington with yet another win. Nick Mazesco, one great user. Tyler Davis, Clef, and Boogs along with you. Boogs, man, Fancy comes out here, and you talk about the importance of turnovers. It was 2 interceptions. Doesn't sound like a lot, but in a 20-minute game of Madden, that's the entirety of the game.
Oh, for sure. Those 2 interceptions, really the biggest interception was the one right there inside the red zone at the 2-yard line, that snap throw. I'm not the biggest fan of snap throw passes in Madden, period, because I would like you to really just kind of see something open or have something open instead of just snap throwing it and assuming it's going to be open, because things like what happened.
Yeah, and Clef, if you're Henry, you're sitting back there, you're watching this game, you got to be on your A game when you're taking on a guy in Fancy who's playing maybe the best we've seen him play so far.
Yeah, Fancy had a great game. He came out here, weathered the storm. Anytime you can weather the storm and still win by the fashion and margin he won by with 14, it's impressive. I think his experience came into play. He really didn't do too much to beat himself. David T came out there, had that crucial mistake, and it only take one. It only take one, especially inside the 5-yard line. You make a mistake like that, it's hard to come back from.
Yeah, but on the flip side, we'd love to give props to David T. Came out here, first live event, hung in there. This is somebody who I feel like the way he's calm, cool, and collected, that's going to make him qualify for so many more of these because he doesn't let the emotions get to him.
Listen, the performance he put on the day, I tell you, the little bit of time that I was in the Players Lounge, I can tell you he was earning their respect. They were saying, listen, he got the offense, but if he can somehow figure a way to come up with a stop, he'll be ready. But, he went down there and threw the interception, pressed in that situation. And like Book says, you can't throw those quick snap reads just assuming that's going to be there. Just something he has to learn and take notes for the next time he does make it back.
Well, let's take a look at our updated bracket, show you where we stand as of right now, because this bracket's starting to fill out. We have our semifinal matchup. It will be Henry taking on Fancy in the semis in just a little bit, a spot in the $250,000 Ultimate Madden Bowl final presented by PS5 on the line. That game is going to be listen, if you have friends right now that aren't tuned in, you got to tell them right now to get here and watch this game, because this is going to be a fantastic game of competitive Madden. Let's welcome in our second semifinalist, none other than Fancy. Fancy, congratulations, my man. Big win over David T. We talked about it a little bit when we talked the other day, but talk to me about what this, being able to go through the LCQ and go through that gauntlet to get here. Does this make these wins even a little more sweeter?
Yeah, just starting LCQ, I had to win 6 straight games to get to the Madden Bowl, and now I've won 2 straight games, so that's 8 straight games that I'm just in a gauntlet right now. So I'm just trying to keep fighting and just try to make a run.
Let's take a look at some highlights from this game as we continue talking with our semifinalist, Fancy. This game seemed like at 2 different paces. The first half seemed very sort of bogged down, feeling out each other. The second half was where it opened up. But tell me what this mindset was in the first half on this first drive, being able to go down and get 7.
Yeah, it's a huge confidence booster when you just go down the field really quickly, get 7 on your first drive, especially in games like this where there's a lot of pressure. So that was huge for me.
Fancy, congrats, my man. I just want to tell you, I was the only one on this panel to pick.
Okay, all right.
No big deal.
God, man.
Your guy J-Wall had to come through, and he was like, hey, you got to pick Fancy. He's playing great right now. I want to talk 2 things, right? First of all, Herman Moore was kind of selling you there. He was laying down for you a bunch, a couple overthrows, Mark Brunell. And the second thing, that the pick you threw, or the when you went down right before the half, how much were you bothered by that? Because I know you probably want to get out of bounds. Talk me through that decision as well.
Herman Moore had a rough game. I'll say that. Definitely.
Yeah, talk to him in the locker room a little bit.
Had a few completions that I probably should have had with him, but the play before half, I definitely wanted back. Obviously, it was a huge mistake, and just those kind of things, you just got to put it past you and lock in, and that's what I did.
Fancy, congrats. Listen, that was a huge stop that you got down there on 3rd down versus David T. In that situation, what is your mindset trying to cook it up? Because you see he's throwing these flat routes, he's going to the running back. Are you starting to key in more on the running back flats, or are you still trying to respect the run in that situation? Because him being at the 2, a lot of people thinking he might sneak in the run.
Yeah, honestly, he audibled to a random formation that I really haven't played against, and it was I think it was double stack or something. So I just kind of had to quickly put some adjustments out there and just hope something got played. And I made one adjustment that kind of got me that pick. So I'll take it.
Yeah, Fancy, what made you so comfortable sitting out 5 out every play? I think that was the biggest difference in the game is you just seemed so comfortable going through your progressions, not having to motion block anybody.
It really depends on the defense that I'm playing against, but I knew David was going to run a lot of Madden Bowl, just dropping zones back, try to cover the sidelines, and I knew he was going to send a lot of 3. So I ended up just sending 5 out majority of my plays, and it worked out.
Well, usually I'm on the other end of it, but is there any better feeling than seeing that pick 6 when you get that quick interception? There's nothing but green grass. That's got to feel great.
It's a huge relief. It's
Nobody's
awesome.
running Harold
Yeah.
Carmichael down. He had those long strides and he was out of there. Fancy, congratulations, my friend. You got a big game coming up, and we can't wait to watch it as you take on Henry in the semifinals. Ladies and gentlemen, do not go anywhere. We will preview that matchup as Fancy will battle Henry for a spot in the Ultimate Madden Bowl presented by PS5 Finals. We'll be back after this.
We be the ones, the wide-eyed dreamers, playmakers and leaders, transforming the world to our canvas. We be the ones pushing humanity. We be the ones defying gravity, leaping and jumping into our greatest dreams. We bring the hope and the healing, that celebratory curtain call feeling of jaw-dropping, show-stopping, unbelievable play after play. We're creatively made to move the game forward.
Let the Pro Bowl games begin in Madden NFL Mobile. Sharpen your QB skills in the brand new precision passing drill, now available in the Super Bowl event. Scan the QR code to play now. Micah Parsons and Justin Jefferson return to represent the NFC and defend their title against the AFC's Tyreek Hill and rookie Sauce Gardner at the NFL Pro Bowl Madden 23 edition presented by Visa. Carissa Thompson returns to host and will be joined by co-host Marshawn Lynch, as well as coaches Yo Boy Pizza and Spice Adams. The NFL Pro Bowl Madden NFL 23 edition presented by Visa airs Saturday, February 4th at 7 p.m. Eastern on NFL YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook.
is going to be your champion. You can see the He is your champion. Srini, 41.
Knowing he's the king of the Madden community, Joke has won. We'll have a
Crown on his
special
head,
build.
put a belt around his waist with ice in his veins. Henry has gone back to back. He is your ultimate Madden Bowl champion and your Madden 22 GOAT. Well, man, oh man, you know, we got that Madden Bowl final coming up on February 6th, and we're going to fill one of those spots in that Madden Bowl final. Nick Mazesco, One Great User, Tyler Davis, Boogs, and Clef the God along with you. We've got a fantastic semifinal coming up between two of the best out there in Fancy and Henry. I mean, what more can be said? This is the pinnacle of competitive Madden.
Yeah, this is what it's all about. Final Four time, a spot in the Madden Bowl championship. Tons at stake, guys. This is going to be a big-time matchup. Offense versus defense, clash of styles a little bit. Fancy look good on defense as well, though. Excited to see what these two bring. One spot left to go to the finals for these two.
Well, that social media world is going crazy. Remember, guys, use that hashtag Madden Bowl so we can. You might be able to see your tweets up here. We saw Pub and his man Sahil out there. He's got some of the best seats in the house. I mean, I don't know if it gets better than that one. Did he pay for these seats? We should have gotten some money for these tickets, right?
He definitely owes something. How did he walk in here for free? That's what I want to know.
That's crazy.
Front row seats? Got to pay up.
I'm just saying, this is premium seating as our man Sahil out here, one of the best out there. How about CJ Lindsay saying, first MCS tournament to be back in person since Madden 20, and we outside. This is how I felt this morning, Boogs, walking into the studio. I think I was just yelling, we're here and we're ready to go.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like just be outside and just feel that California breeze. You know, we out here chilling, man, having a great time, seeing all the players, man. It's just a great vibe and a great, just great energy.
Again, remember, guys, use that hashtag Madden Bowl. We want to get Madden Bowl trending around the world as our guy, Tall Guy, is here. Who let him sit at our desk? Clef, you were supposed to be security out here. You let this man sit at our desk?
Come on, man.
I ain't got no control of it. First of all,
you told us
I'm only 5'10", man. What y'all want me to do?
5'10"?
5'10".
What?
told you you was 5'8"
This is crazy.
What you mean?
Your height changes on your move. You know
No,
that.
it don't. What you mean?
When your confidence is low, you're 5'8". When your confidence up, you're 5'10". What's going on, man?
We got to take a time out. I'm pretty sure I'm looking at this picture. He's in my seat.
He is.
Are you coming for my job?
I think he is.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. He said yes, he's coming to my job. That's uncalled for, as we have a fantastic, not just a fantastic matchup, but the biggest prize pool in the MCS is in this Ultimate Madden Bowl. These guys who are already here have already won $100,000. This game coming up for $150,000. A $50,000 game in Madden. I don't know how you can get more pressure than that.
Yeah, this is massive. 100K on the line. 150 potentially on the line between these two guys. Tall Guy. We got all the guys in the audience right now. I see Kiv, I see D. Croft, Mr. Football 88, Tall Guy out there. I mean, everyone's ready for this one. This is a heavyweight battle.
Des, don't look shocked. You're on camera.
Between two of the best.
Thank you. Mr. Football knows what to do. Camera's on, you wave to the camera. Thank you so much. That's all I'm looking for. A little excitement out there. There we go. Look, everybody's on camera now. There we go. Well, flexed. All right, we're out. Never show them again. Let's talk about this game we got coming up. Fancy taking on Henry. Do a good deep dive into this one. And User, on one side you got Henry. For anybody who was concerned that maybe he was the bubble champ, he came out here and proved a point with that quarterfinal win.
I don't know yet. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he proves it to the people that he has to prove it. He has to win it all. He doesn't have to prove it to me, because I think regardless, he's still the champion, still the greatest of all time, whether you count him COVID champions, bubble champions. At the end of the day, he doesn't have nothing to prove. But people that think he still has something to prove, he's going to have to finish the job, not only today, but tomorrow if he's able to get past Fancy.
Yeah, and Books, you were able to talk to Henry. For him, does it feel like at this point it's belt or bust every tournament? There's no, I did a good job and I got 4th place?
No, that's not even on. He's not even worried about the belt. The man, I handed the man his belt and he just threw it to the side like it was nothing. He doesn't care about belts.
Like it was a Walmart belt.
Like seriously, like it was a Walmart belt. Like he just threw it to the side. He said that's not important at all. The only thing he cares about is the money.
Well, Ty, on the other side, we got Fancy out there. And for Fancy, being able to fight through that LCQ, he said that prepared him a lot for this. This is now yet another Madden Bowl where we've seen the LCQ champion make a deep run. And if he's able to win this one and get to a final, look out.
Yeah, that LCQ is almost like, the teams that get hot at the end of the year, they make it to the wild card, then they make a run to like the AFC, NFC championship. That's what Fancy is doing here. But I think all the pressure is on Fancy. Henry doesn't have to worry about anything. He's done it all. He's accomplished everything you could want. For me, it's Fancy, right? We've seen the past. He's known to fold a little bit. How does he handle the hot seat? Multiple Final Fours. This could be his chance to finally break through and get to a finals.
Clef, is this the most relaxed we've seen Fancy? Seems like he is playing loose and free out there.
I would say no. I would say no because, with all due respect to David T, there's a difference between when you playing against David T and you playing against Henry. You know, there's different expectations. You know, everything you do when you playing a player of that magnitude will be way more amplified. Any small mistake, the not going out of bounds at the end of the first half, when you playing against somebody like Henry, that will lose you a game. They will make you pay. So I think it'll be a lot more pressure, especially we talking about going to a finals here. With that at line, I mean, the pressure will be way, way more up on him. And I'm ready to see how can he respond to that.
Are you saying it looks like Fancy has a lot of fake confidence out here?
I'm not saying fake confidence. I'm not saying that he has a right to be confident. But what I would say is your confidence will be different depending on who you playing.
A dog.
When you playing against somebody, you know what I'm saying?
Difference between a Rottweiler and Chihuahua.
It's a difference. Okay. It's a difference. When you know you have to really play your A game or you gonna lose and potentially get blown out, you know, it makes you either gonna live up to that challenge or you gonna, crumble. So we'll see what Fancy made of.
Yeah, we're going to learn a lot about him in this game against Henry. Now, we mentioned how big the prize pool is out here. I don't know if you did the math. It's $1 million. There's a $1 million total prize pool out here. Top prize, $250K. Second place taking home $150. These guys have already earned $100,000, but they're looking for that top prize. They do not care about how good they've done so far. They're only thinking about that belt and that $250,000 top prize here in the Ultimate Madden Bowl, presented by PS5. Let's do some predictions, guys, because I need to find out if Tyler Davis is for real or if he's just. Everybody, let's make a prediction. Who does Tyler take in this game? It's Henry, right?
You got to take Finn.
No, he got to take Finn.
He has to take Finn.
Because Jay Wall called you. Jay Wall called you.
All right.
Jay Wall called you. You have to. Jay Wall called
Let's take it easy. Let's calm it down a little bit. Not all at once.
So who are you taking? Are you going with what Jay Wall said you had to go with this guy? Or are you going with Henry?
Listen, Jay Wall did tell me, he told me to do the right thing. But this is a competition up here. I can't let the three of you beat me.
Oh, man, look at this guy,
I'm a winner. I got to go with the king. I'm rocking with Henry.
Interesting. Wow.
Way to go out on the limb.
You heard that? Tyler Davis doesn't care about what you think. He's going with Henry. User, who you going with? Henry.
This guy is just insane how he always rides with the favorite. Yeah, Jay Wall called me. It didn't matter who called you. It could have been Jesus Christ that called you. At the end of the day, you're still going to pick the favorite, and that's what you do every game, and then try to pat yourself on the back. Hey, I was right again, guys. No, you wasn't. You wasn't right. But listen, everybody got to ride with Henry until you dethrone him, until you prove to me that he's not the man, he's not the king. Listen, you got to ride with him, King Henry.
Let's throw it over to the overall mush. Bugs, who you got in this game?
I mean, first off,
I can't believe they made that. They didn't tell me that we had that. I got you, man.
Yeah, that was out of control. However, I gotta go with the guy that's proven it time after time after time after time after time. I think I said it 5 times because that man got 5 belts.
Because I got 5 belts?
Yeah, I'm going with King Henry.
Clef, are you going against the trend? You taking the #1 player in the world?
Well, first I'm gonna say Bugs' picks are bad because he picking with emotion. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes he pick with emotion and he ain't really being logical with it.
Yeah, you're right. I picked you too many times.
No. Picking me was great. I mean, that's the reason you got 8 wins. I'm part of that 8 wins. I got about 2 or 3 of those. But I would say this: if you pick against Henry, man, why? You just don't like to be right. You just want to be wrong. Honestly, you just want to be wrong. You just want to be different. I can't stand people just want to be different. Just to be different. Go with the safe pick. I'm picking Henry, man.
Well, there's only one way to find out. It's going to be to play the game, and we will have that in just a little bit as we fill a spot in the Ultimate Madden Bowl Finals. We're finally back. We're back at EA, back in the Bay Area, most importantly, back in person. The last 3 years were long, but we can't forget all the time that was spent with each other remotely. Let's pay a little homage and take a look at some of the best moments in the remote world. And hopefully, we never have to do it again.
Like many of you these days, I'm coming to you live from my home, as will all of our casters and players this weekend.
Go away.
Photos in the house. Pop the photo.
Stop.
He got the stop he needed.
Oh, and he's got the weights
Pump that iron. Pump that iron.
He's got the weights out.
As y'all can see, the camera didn't add 10 pounds. The quarantine and Netflix added 10 pounds.
You already know who I'm going with. I'm going with the beast named John.
I'm starving. This about to be a warm-up for Thanksgiving tomorrow, but
Hey, there he is, the champion. Get a bite of that turkey.
Here we are live. It's time for Madden, and we are inside our brand new, fully customized virtual studio.
and welcome to the MCS Madden Bowl draft.
The fourth pick will be Henry Drini selects out of Hartford, Connecticut, John Beast.
Yo, what's up? What's up? I be doing all types of that, like,
They're super supportive, my mom, my dad. What?
That's here.
What are you?
How you doing, guys?
Okay.
And what a hit! Oh, it's picked up! You gotta be kidding me.
Oh, nah. No, y'all ain't gotta do me like that, man.
Oh, baby.
I mean, I loved the sun's out, guns out look. I really thought you were gonna go with it tonight. Nick, look at you there. I mean, this is amazing.
As he comes to us live from a warehouse in New York. That's how locked in he is. He doesn't need his home environment. Put me in a warehouse on the Hudson.
Stop playing with me. Give us our change.
Hey, he's taking a nap. He's napping on him.
He's fitting a little nap in there. The disrespect right now from John.
A slam from Big Gucci.
He broke his controller?
I mean, that chair absolutely fits. The interior decorator of that dungeon/wrestling room really felt like the metal chairs added to the ambiance.
In his room, in his sanctuary, knowing he's the king of the Madden community, it is Lydell Brito.
Oh, he's gonna lurk him with Taylor. 5 seconds left. Can John Beast get in the field goal range?
No way.
He's gonna have a case.
I'm John Beast. That's defense. Oh my God, hold on.
Right hash mark. Ice kick for $10,000. The Beast. The kick is up. And it is good. Shock the world, young fella.
You have got to be kidding me. What an ending.
Oh my gosh, Nick. Nick is a literal turkey. He's gotta love being
in the picture. Why did I get the turkey? There's a fifth person right there.
You had to be the turkey. Had to be.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, Nick, you're not even cooked this year. That's a good look. You might survive.
Now, I don't know if this one's better than last year. I think this one's worse.
Oh, there
never mind.
it is.
Oh, baby.
We need this guy today.
Let's go! Belt me. Come on, bro. His first individual belt.
It's about time.
End zone touchdown! Talk to me.
Your buddy home.
With the Jefferson.
Oh, baby.
Radical, dude.
Greatest of all time. Add another belt to the shelf back there, Henry.
Easy. It's too easy.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, man.
Are we talking about Henry as the greatest MCS player of all time?
We might be.
Wear your crown, King Henry, Madden 22 Ultimate Wild Card Champion.
It's about time.
Henry has gone back to back. He is your ultimate Madden Bowl champion.
This is the first kid to 500,000. I think he'd be the first to 1 million.
Radical, dude.
3 straight built for these belts.
I think as of right now, I definitely deserve the title of the best.
Touchdown, man!
Come on, man.
He is a 5-time MCS champion.
Bow down to your king.
Greatest of all time.
As we see the 5-time champ getting ready, can he make it to yet another final? As he's baffled that there are actually cameras around, he is shocked. He is shocked, but he knows what he's doing out here as he looks to add another belt to his resume. On the flip side, young and hungry out of Frisco, Texas, Fancy looking to get to a final. I believe his first final in his career. Let's take a look at our tail of the tape, see how these two match up numbers-wise this year in the MCS. Look at how much career. Henry has topped the $700,000 mark.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Getting closer and closer to that $1 million. Fancy, no slouch himself, 208 career thousand. He's going to be getting closer on that all-time list. Both these guys, two of the top stars in our sport. Can someone dethrone Henry? We'll find out if Fancy's built for it.
Fancy's third Final Four appearance, trying to make it to his first final. 19 major appearances between these two. A lot of experience here in this semifinal. At the end of this game, we will have a Madden Bowl finalist. Let's kick things off. Welcome in everybody watching on the EA Madden NFL Twitch and YouTube. The semifinal matchup from the Ultimate Madden Bowl presented by PS5 is underway. It is Fancy with the ball first as he will return with Hester. And we start out with a turnover. How about Henry getting a fumble to kick this game off?
Wow, are you kidding me?
You know, we had that talk.
This is Henry's offense. Let's take a look at his roster. Fancy's offense, Mark Brunell at quarterback. How good has he been? That Plaxico burst, that Herman Moore, he sold a little bit. He's going to be looking for Herman Moore to do a little better.
Yeah, hopefully that Herman Moore can bounce back for him. And obviously that Mark Brunell is a key factor in his offense. But wow, what a turn of events we just had. Love Fancy's roster's got a lot of weapons out there at their receiver position. We saw Plaxico burst get busy for him as well in that earlier game.
We'll see Fancy's offense in just a little bit, hopefully, if the kickoff doesn't go poorly once again. Also, by the way, got that Owen Daniels out at tight end as we take a look at Fancy's defense. And you look out there, a lot of players you're going to see out a ton. Still got that Calvin Johnson at cornerback, brings a lot of height.
Yeah, that Calvin Johnson, of course, and the Harold Carmichael was absolutely massive for him, getting that 100-yard interception return for a touchdown. Has 5 of those KO abilities out there, as well as 5 pick artists, which can be big when you're trying to slow down Henry's high-powered offensive attack.
On the flip side, the #1 player in the world, let's take a peek at what he's going to be bringing out there in this semifinal. Offensively, he's still rocking the newly retired, now riding off to that golfing career or with Fox Sports, Tom Brady.
He'll be back. He's going to the Raiders. He's going to the Niners. Don't you worry about it. My GOAT will be back. But you take a look at this roster, absolutely stacked everywhere. Henry actually has 5 short and elite abilities. I don't know why he needs this many, but he's got Michael Irvin, Andre Reed, Tyreek Hill, George Kittle at tight end, which has been big for him. You talked about the Tom Brady, Terrell Davis with that short and elite ability, so he's got players all over within that offense.
Defensively for Henry, didn't have to do a ton in the last game. As we quickly get back to the game, looking underneath, that's Davis. His defense didn't have to do a whole lot for him. His offense did a lot of the carrying. It was about a 2-minute period, the end of the first half and the beginning of the second half, where Henry ran away with that last game.
Yeah, he really did, right? COBO stuck in it early, but then Henry was just too much too early. Now, I can't believe Henry got that kick return or that fumble on the kick return. And that's the thing, too. When you get to that top level, when you become the guy, I swear, you get a little bit more luck going to your side, and we saw it there.
You know, Todd, we talked about that, about
shotgun formation, Brady. He's got Andre Reed split wide to the right side, Irvin and Lamb to the left side. 5-man rush from Fancy, in trouble, down goes Brady.
Trying to set up that wheel route, motions out the receiver for the flat route, trying to get that, that wheel flat combo, had a backside post. One of my favorite route combos every single year. All I ever did was use a wheel route, because I couldn't really, make that great a read, so I would just throw a bunch of wheel routes. Henry tries to set it up. Fancy was waiting for it, though, and he's forced to set up for 3. But if you're Henry, you got to feel great, right? You get on defense first, you get the fluke kickoff fumble, so he's got to feel good up 3-0 early.
Yeah, Nick and Ty, it's one key thing that I'm noticing in this game, starting off early. The biggest difference in the MCS now, guys are allowed to change their abilities depending on games. Henry saw that Fancy has double or nothing on both his linebackers, on Julius Peppers and Thomas Davis. What he did was, right now you see on his tight end, he used to have Kittle out there. Now he has that Mercedes Lewis out there with 1 AP secure protector at tight end. So now that when Henry does block his tight end, he's not going to get insta-shedded from his tight end.
Just another piece, Clef, of the amount of adjustments these guys go through in a 15-minute break. I mean, Fancy just finished a win, and he's going to have to look at his team a little differently. It adds to the chess match here in Madden 23.
Yeah, you always want to put yourself in the best chance to win pre-game. Pre-game matters a lot when it comes down to ability. So to sit back there and know what your opponent is running ability-wise and be able to match that with secure protector and nullify those double or nothings, it gives you a way, way, way better chance to win than having somebody out there with short end and getting shutted.
Usually, if you're Fancy, you got to feel at least decently. You got a fluky fumble on the
he
kickoff,
don't.
and you only gave up a field goal. Like, your defense went out and did its job.
I mean, you're able to hold him to 3, but you kind of actually.
my God!
Oh my goodness, my boy just took him to the strip club, baby. Where the dollars at? Let's go.
And we need a replay of that because I know Henry has that strip specialist. Was that the strip specialist that activated right there? But oh my goodness, 2 turnovers like that for Henry?
And this is why you see people in Madden 23 usually play on conservative. You see that because it's just not worth it. It's not worth the risk, especially when it's already hard enough to get stops on defense.
Did you think Henry feels good now, or Fence feels good now?
He's ecstatic.
He's thrilled. He has thrown 2 fumbles to kick off the game. He has run 1 offensive play. And his team out there.
And Nick, you know, you can hear the crowd talking.
There's the murmurs.
I hear them murmuring. Like, I heard one of them say, "This is why he's on this epic run." Like, he doesn't have many things that go against him.
He's got him a touchdown for Henry. Has not had a ball kicked off to him yet, and he's up 10-0.
What a start. You can see the crowd is just, they can't even believe what they're seeing right now. 10-0. Henry, 2 fumbles within 2 minutes. Unbelievable.
Is Henry more fortunate than that man over there in Boogs?
No.
So I've heard the rumors that Boogs is the luckiest man in Madden. Is that still true?
He is the luckiest man in Madden. I don't even think he would be on the list if he didn't have the luck that he had. So the
man is on his way to $1 million.
Look at this one more time. Did we see it light up? I didn't see it light up.
That's
I think
straight to the strip club.
Just strip.
Yeah, the Josh Allen has a strip specialist. So I don't believe it was him, but wow, either way, in the back of the end zone right there, high ball to the big dog. Mercedes Lewis, big time touchdown for Henry.
Correct me if I'm wrong. That looked more like one of those fumbles where he broke a couple tackles, so that fatigue went down, and all of a sudden you get a good strip animation. 10-0 already to the #1 player in the world.
And this is right here is big for Fancy. I mean, this is all the momentum in the world on Henry's side. You don't want this to become a flood. You don't want this to become a blowout. If you're Fancy, you got to get something going just to get your confidence moving.
I mean, sometimes when you're playing the hottest player.
And Byers drops the flat route. Like, good Lord.
When you're playing the hottest player, the LCQ winner, you heard Fancy up here, I'm on an 8-game win streak. Well, now we're going to see how tough you are, young fella. That's right. You're dropping balls to the flat. We're taking you to the strip club. Do you have the heart to fight through this adversity?
And the pressure. Henry dialed up this pressure a lot in the last game, and we're seeing it again after Fancy. He has not completed a pass. This is one of the best passers in the game. He can't get rid of the ball.
Oh, yeah, you're most definitely right when you say that. He's sending 5 at Fancy. The advantage that Henry has, he was able to watch Fancy play just 5-10 minutes ago. He was able to see everything that Fancy was able to do, whereas Fancy was locked into a game with David T and focused on winning that game. So he didn't really have much time to really focus on Henry. He was still in the mindset of playing David T. Now he's having to play Henry, and Henry is really just locked in and keyed in on everything that Fancy likes to do.
I mean, listen, we're only 2 minutes into this game. Could this game be over if this conversion doesn't get picked up? It's 10-0, and he's the #1 player in the world. I haven't seen Henry blow a lot of big leads.
Nick, I'm going to say what everybody don't want to say.
He's got Herman. Herman made the catch. Didn't tell him on that one.
About time. I mean, he's trying to go with this PA shot seams all tournament long earlier in his game. Missed it about 2 or 3 times, but this time Herman Moore comes up for him big, wide open. You see the streak route, brings back that zone defender, allows that deep corner route to get open, and Fancy converts.
So what do people not want to say? You about to say this game's already over? After that pass? I knew what you were going to say.
Stand on it. Yeah, stand on it. Don't be talking out of both sides.
You know me, man.
Say it with your chest.
Chin up, chest out. You're right. I'm going to say it, boys. The game is over early. It don't matter if he go down here and gets 7. It's too much. It's too much. You can't beat the 5-time and fight 2 fumbles already down. Henry gets ball at half. Henry is a master of he's a master of using the clock. Trust me, there's no way he blows a 2-turnover lead. Impossible. One man might say he would bet his career on it.
I'm just saying.
Who would do that?
I think worked out before.
Who would do that?
Pressure off the edge.
Only God.
He'll throw this one away. A reminder, guys, if you're interested in finding out more about these players or the MUT rosters and abilities that they have, make sure you watch this game inside the Command Center here on Twitch. Big shout out to everybody watching out there, back live in person. It's just great to be back with the Madden community. As 3rd and 10, it's going to be a timeout taken by Henry.
Yeah, Fancy missing a few reads, though. A few plays ago, he had triangle, coming wide open to the right side on a post route, and just missed it. Tried to go to the left side, nothing doing.
Burris motions over to the left side. Bunch to the left side now. Irvin, the lone wide receiver, right side of the formation. Brunell in the shotgun. Keith Byers as Brunell back to pass. Pressure picked up nicely. Gave him some time, but overthrew Herman Moore. You hit him with a
It was a good read.
He's good. But I want to say this. I'm pretty sure Fancy is freeform in these high passing. And when you high pass and freeform these, there is a risk to overthrowing them. I'm pretty sure there's just not a high pass. If you
57-yard kick here. Is there any danger of missing field goals in this game with all the abilities on kickers?
No chance.
No.
Okay, well, he got it. It's 10-3. Yeah. Saying even I can make these field goals, huh?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, well, hurtful.
Debatable.
It's fair. I can't even, argue with you. You know, between me and Henry, we got 5 belts.
No.
It's true.
You can't use that one.
I can. As Byers goes out of bounds at the 9-yard line. It's going to be a long drive for Henry. So we take a look at this 3rd and 10 one more time. Boogs. Imagine that high ball free form, trying to find Herman Moore. It's overthrown.
Oh, yeah, he keeps going to this. We've seen him miss this at least 3 or 4 times over the span of these 2 games. And we need to see, is he going to continue to miss those, or is he just going to either back off on the free form or just fix his free form?
1st down and 10. As Henry back to work on offense. No short field this time. Actually, a pretty long field. That KO knocking that ball free.
Yeah, Henry tried to go that wheel route a few times in this game. The KO ability this time right there for Fancy. Nice window. The pocket was there for the wheel. There's that KO ability doing what it does best. Goes right back to it, though, and this time converts.
I can do the giveaway. Or do the Madden Bowl. 1st and 10. And motions over to the right side. Brady back to pass. He finds Davis. And Davis will take this up to the 29-yard line. Picks up 8 on 1st down. Henry's got to be feeling right now, this is as good of a start as he could have asked for.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And you see Henry, right? That just shows, how much he's grown over these past few years. We know it's been the COVID era, it's been online, whatever, but he's just so calm, cool, and collected about it. He slows the game down, right? You don't necessarily need to clock in this situation, but he's not in a rush. He's going to call his timeouts. He's going to get in the right play. He knows he has all day here to work with because he has the lead as well.
Just throw to the left side. Finding the big dog to the 47-yard line. 10-3 our score. By the way, I got to ask. That great piece about the remote era, but how many times did they catch you eating, user? Because that was just out of control.
It's crazy, the things that happen in the comfort of your own home, just being exposed,
I didn't hear anybody on that side of the table deny it or be like, now he doesn't eat that much.
Now, and as you say that, Jen brings us some food.
Thank you.
Do you really think I'm going to eat that burrito on camera after that clip you just showed?
Perfect
No way.
Timing.
No way.
He has him wide open.
He's got him left side. Can Woodson get over there? Good breakup. Great click on defensively.
Yeah, you see the wheel route getting behind the defense. But you said it there. Great click on from Fancy, getting over there with Woodson just to knock it out. Perfect time. 50-50 ball. Henry had to take the chance. Fancy there to knock it away.
Doesn't Jen know we get steak tonight?
Shout out to the town. We'll be there.
I know RG's been talking about it for a while. I know he'll be there. 3 wide receivers, Urban and Lamb over to the left side. 110 on the right side of the formation, end of 1, 10-3. I mean, one of the most eventful first quarters we've seen, Clef. 2 fumbles, and yet somehow Fancy's still only down by a score.
Yeah, he really needs to stop the bleeding right now, and you really got to hold him to 3. You can't allow him to go down here and get 7. If he gets 7 right here, this game over. This will get blown out because you already down 2 possessions right now.
You saw it pop up the screen right there as Brady rolling right, throwing left, and finding Big Dog over to the left side. You saw the secret code. The secret code is Super Bowl. So head on over to MaddenBowlGiveaway.com. You can get some extra entries. User's got his phone out. I'm not sure he's allowed to win, but you can win a trip to the Super Bowl. Visit MaddenBowlGiveaway.com for a chance to win the trip, accommodations, and flight. And all you just gotta watch some MCS stuff. There's so many easy stuff out there, TD, following the Twitter, following the Twitch channel. Stuff a lot of these guys are already doing, get them entries to win free Super Bowl tickets.
Yeah, how awesome is that? By the way, guys, who are we rocking with? Super Bowl. We got picks?
I don't know, user's trying to be there, though.
Listen, just give me a second. I'm trying to put in the code word, okay?
It's Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl is the code word.
Appreciate it.
I got you. It is 2 words. Super Bowl. 10-3 our score. Oh, by the way, to answer your question, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, it's hard to bet against that man.
Brady right side throws this away. How important, Clef, is it for Fancy to get a stop here? Maybe just hold him to 3.
This is the game. That's how important it is. This is the game right here. If he can't get a stop right here, this game is over. Because Henry, you can see already, he could have got more yards on that slant route right there, and he went down. He's trying to take all this clock as much as possible.
And he's got X to the left side. Talk about how big that tight end is for Henry. You talked about the switch. It's coming up huge.
Oh, yeah. He's really seen that he's able to still consistently move the ball, even though he doesn't have that short end receiver. I'm not sure if he has short end on Big Dog, but I do know he has that secure protector on him, and he needs to be able to block him just in case he goes to that tight slots.
They're down in 1. Brady throws it left side. He's got Davis, and I think he has enough for the first down, just able to reach for it.
Yeah, it was a great read. He was trying to set up Big Dog right there. He motioned out that receiver, trying to create a little out route to Big Dog in the end zone, but goes backside to Terrell Davis. All he needed was a yard, checks it down, converts, keeps the chains moving.
For the first time, Henry going to the ground game. Going to get Davis to the 5-yard line, use some more clock. Should be able to take this to the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I expect him to go right back to the same call, see if he tries to quick snap it. Looks like he might go counter.
Just go to a little counter play, but no room up the middle. Good run defense here from Fancy.
Yeah, great run defense. Fancy's played much better defensively this drive, right? He's making it a little bit more difficult on Henry, and he's trying to stifle him here in the red zone. So let's see what Henry cooks up. I would guess some type of, he's going to go, I expect some slant post combo. They could go dual corner routes. Might have CD.
Got hit as he threw, but a laser to CD Lamb. That actually was a beam.
Oh, that was a beam right there. And we just saw the double corner routes where he's kind of just relying on those corner routes to run the back of the end zone. That's typically a high-level red zone type of concept you're looking for. You're looking for routes that once they hit the back of the end zone, they're going to run that back pylon and get to the corner.
And Boogs, he got that behind Carmichael. 6'8", and he snuck that behind them. Wow.
And what's crazy is you look at that drive, 16 plays, 90 yards, used 6 minutes of clock. Is that not quintessential Henry? Milked the entire clock and still got 7 out of it.
Oh, yeah. He did exactly what he needed to do in that. Look at that. Just a beam. And Carmichael lit up right there, but he was unable to get that knockout. Sometimes those knockouts, they call it touchdown so fast in the red zone sometimes it seems like the knockout just doesn't register.
And that's one of those reads, Boogs, as somebody who's not a professional Madden player, I don't know how somebody at home can make that read because it was so clogged up. Carmichael is there. You got to know what your receiver is doing and have so much experience in this game to sit there and be confident throwing that ball.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And there's just a level of comfort and confidence that Henry has right now where he's just looking at the game just through a different lens. He just has a different set of lens on than the rest of the world right now. He's just playing a different game.
I mean, he said it is the most comfortable he's felt on offense ever.
Uh-oh.
How did that not go the other way? Gets 2 fumbles, but doesn't get that one.
And you can see Henry, he wanted that one. He wanted it bad. Fancy is in dire straits right now. He is in deep trouble. He's got to dig deep, try to figure something out here. That 3-3 Cub is screaming. Picks it up good here. He might have the corner out.
Looking right side. Michael Irvin skies for that one like a rebound to the 44-yard line. Timeout taken. And maybe an opportunity to Fancy to take a deep breath. Only 1 timeout remaining, though.
Yeah, good adjustment right there from Fancy, though. Gets that hot route out there on that corner route. Sneaks behind the cloud flat, look like on the right side. Gets in there. You said it, no timeouts left, so he's got to go quick and be careful. Setting up.
Oh,
got it this time.
He gets it. There goes Allen. And Allen's got nothing but green grass in front of him. Wave goodbye. Henry Leverett's defense going to take it down to the 1-yard line. He got pressure on the quarterback, and it forces a turnover.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing. That was the biggest difference between the Henry game and the David T game. Henry is sending 5 at him consistently. He's not going to allow him to just be comfortable back there with his quarterback, getting the pressure, and he's going to give his players an opportunity for those tip picks.
What am I supposed to do?
I mean, the bakery that's going on out here. Turnovers galore. 2 fumbles and an interception. That's your ball game as he's into the end zone. Oh. Nope, he's going to calm down to 1. Even better for Henry. He's going to use more clock.
That was perfect. I mean, how does that happen for him? He gets down.
Well, that's why he's got 5 belts,
at
right?
the inch line, and he can take off another 20 or 30 seconds here. Maybe tries to do the same thing, but he's in business. It's time maybe to get the rain boots on. Looks like the flood is coming.
Yeah, I know we're traveling. He's going to another QB sneak to the 1. I know we're traveling. Did User bring his life jacket? Got his floaties?
I mean, I hope he did because it's looking rough right now.
Now, if you're Henry, though, you don't necessarily want to overthink it, right? You do want to punch this in. He calls his final timeout, too. So, you know, you can settle for 3 here. You're fine. Go up 17. I know he wants to punch it in, but you got to be really quick if you don't get this in.
It's going to be a pass for sure here.
Yep, he's smart.
Worst case scenario, you throw the ball away.
Yep.
Well, you just can't take a sack. That's the only thing. Do not take a sack here.
Look at this. Splits Davis off the goal line formation. 2 tight ends to the left side, 1 to the right side. And Fridge Perry in the backfield. Brady back to pass. Throws it. High ball. Kittle. Touchdown. This man is too good.
First name Henry. Last name him. Unbelievable performance here. Open up the floodgates. 24-3. Henry on a mission.
24-3. Boogs, like most of my dates in high school, it's getting ugly out here.
I mean, Nick, I wouldn't know what that's like, brother. I wouldn't know what that's like, brother. I mean, you got to figure that one out.
Appreciate the live crowd out here. So we take a look one more time at the interception. 1, 2, and 3. Didn't get it on that play, but it comes up a little later as the defense forces pressure and Allen takes it down to the 1-yard line.
Yeah, there's that Josh Allen. Has the strip specialist with him, but just catches the D-line pick right there. Takes it down to the 1. Beautiful clock management. Punches it in.
Gonna throw it up.
He's in his zone. Definitely gonna knock those out right there.
How many X factors are lit up out there for Henry's team? You're down 24-3, and you look at the entire defense lit up like a Christmas tree.
And can we talk about Fancy is 2 for 12 passing? I mean, that is unbelievable. This is domination from the King, and you see why he is a 5-time belt winner. Doing it again.
You see a little bit of a wry smile there from Fancy. Even he can't really believe what's happened in the first half.
Yeah, it's just a different level. Different breed out here is Henry. Just on a mission to be the, I mean, he already is the greatest of all time, but just continues it. So impressive.
He better treat this Madden Bowl belt with respect if he wins this one. He can't be throwing it away like apparently he was doing to the belt that you gave him.
Yeah, I feel like I should have just took the belt back.
Probably should have just kept it, right?
Yeah,
like,
I should
keep that one. Safe to say, this first half, it was all Henry. 24-3 your score. Still got 10 minutes to go. Plenty of Madden time. But User, Clef, break it down. This one was brutal.
I mean, let's be honest, man. This game has been pure domination by the King from kickoff, Clef. You know, you have these situations, and I've seen it so many times. You lose the game when it right starts off, and everybody's saying should have been on conservative. You can't even get to conservative before the opening kickoff. What do you do in that situation?
Man, you know, a lot of times things don't go good when you return kicks, but that was really fortunate. Just to be honest, there's no high-level breakdown of that. Just when it's your time, it's your time. It's just his time right now.
Man, and we look at it, Henry, like we said before, yes, he's up 21 points right here early, and it's a tough situation because you know Henry, he's a master of managing the clock in this situation, and his defense is playing phenomenal, able to get turnovers after turnovers. Fancy being in this situation down 21, what can he do? Because right now you obviously feel for him because you know being in this situation on this stage, being down 21, not just being down 21 to anybody is tough, but being down 21 to Henry, the number 1 player, the GOAT, all the other accolades you can stack on top, it has to feel like it's insurmountable.
What he can do is turn 2 clock on, run this ball,
and get out of here.
Let's get out of here. Okay. Let's get out of here. Ain't nothing. The man is too seasoned. He's been here too many times.
Pack it up.
You just pack it up. Let's run this ball. Let's get out of here. Keep your players. Don't get your players injured. That's going to be another day. That's going to be another day.
Oh, Mark, go ahead and start running this clip. As we look at the first play where my guy Henry was out here, man, and you just look at it. If you just look at this situation right here where Henry is just showing incredible pocket. Both of these guys, all these guys are just showing incredible pocket right here. Just to step up inside of here and able to really just make a clean seal. I don't know many players that can actually sit in there under that pressure, trusting the fearless ability. And Clef, you can tell them from right here, does this even look open?
This isn't open. This is not the best read right here. But this is what happened when you got the money, you got the belts, you have no pressure. You trust this. no risk it, no biscuit, and this turns out well. And like when you scoring touchdowns in the red zone right here, it's hard for those zone KOs to really activate. They call the touchdown fast, so just a good dot and just being relaxed. It's just being relaxed.
Trusting your lab work. And as we look at one more play from Henry's phenomenal defense that he was able to put on out here, we talked about Henry's pocket, able to step up in there. Then you can shift to the other side and you see Fancy's pocket. Now, as we play this a little bit, you'll see how deep Fancy gets back when he's dropping back. And like, he should probably step up right here, but he keeps dropping back, and he just keeps dropping back. And therefore, he was able to get outside of his protection, unlike the play before where we saw Henry. He was able to get that shed right here to cause a throw out of sack, trying to, just create a play. And it's just too late now. It's too late to get this ball out, Clef, and you know what happens after that.
And let's rewind this back. I want to show the people at home something that's very, very underrated right here that a lot of people don't do. This is a secret right here. This looked like a 5-man pressure. It's not a 5-man pressure. Why? You got Ed Reed right here. You got his user right here. In the line of scrimmage, he hitting this guard right here. So instead of this being a 5-man right here, this turns into a 6-man. You can see how much it influences this pressure right here and just lets this dude loop all the way around. This was the biggest difference of the first half. The difference between David T game and this game, Henry sent 5 consistently.
And he sent 5 because he saw how relaxed he was. And that was the one thing adjustment that we gave to David T. We said, hey, man, make sure you put pressure on him. Henry said, you know what? He's sitting back here relaxed. He think he about to come out here and have a picnic, give out peanut butter and jellies. No, sir. You're going to be up under pressure this whole half, and that's what Henry's been doing, sending 5 at him the whole time. And as you see, things have gotten real ugly early. And then you look at this situation, Clef saying, hey, man, this is a tough situation for anybody to try to come back. I want to see how Fancy's going to approach this because Henry's going to come out here. He's great at managing the clock, and that's one thing he's going to do right here to try to end this game.
Yeah, he's going to run this clock out. He's not going to make any mistakes right here. I'd be surprised if he passed until 3rd down.
Hey, Nick and Ty, we'll see y'all guys at the end of the game. It's looking like this one's already sold up, but who knows? Maybe Fancy has a little bit life?
No.
Crazy. All right, back to you.
24-3 as we take a look at the live crowd here inside our San Francisco studios, getting ready for second half action. Nick Mazesco, Tyler Davis, and I'll call him out. Boogs is here too. I don't know why users didn't give him a shout out.
Hey, it's crazy. The fact that he didn't even shout me out, that's how you know he's not a real one. He's never really been a real one. But his mama told me that a long time ago. The day I met her, she said, my son's not real.
Is that the word she used? Is that how she said it?
Honestly, that really ain't how she said it. She said much worse words. I can't even say it on the airwaves.
Can't say it on the air because you're
Can't even say it
professional.
on the airwaves.
Hand off to Davis, right side. He'll pick up 5 on the ground. Ty, I hope you're a fan of dessert because we're going to get milk and cookies.
We're going to get a lot of them. We heard D. Croft, who's in the audience last week, say this is a master class of offense. Well, we're about to see a master class of clock management. This is going to be chew clock every single play. I would be surprised if Henry doesn't take the entire 3rd quarter here.
He's passing on 2nd down and looks underneath, takes a safe throw underneath.
This is a
that's
master
basically
class.
a run play when you're running a drag like that.
Clock management.
Yeah, one thing about Henry, he sees those underneath reads. That's one of the things that he's constantly looking at. He's looking at those drags, those baby out routes, the flat routes, all those little routes that's going to get open fast. Because he has to look at them because he sends 5 out relentlessly.
Woo.
Big hit right there, though.
Well, listen, I don't want to throw shots, but Ty, you've been in this situation before. How hard is it being down 24-3 and staying interested?
Well, first of all, it wasn't against Boogs and User. It might have been against Clef. Clef did pop me. But if you ask User or Boogs their record against me in person, that's all I'm
What about online?
Online don't matter.
Let's talk about online.
Online don't matter.
Let's talk about
Online don't matter? You want to go tell the 5-time belt winner that online don't matter?
Man, want to talk about stuff that happened 20 years ago. It's crazy. And it was one win at
You
that.
took a shot. I defended you. I went after him.
But you know what makes it so crazy is as many remote events we have done, the fact that I got Will asking, do you want to get in there and defend yourself? You should know by now I want to get in here and defend myself. You hear them talking crazy, you might as well go ahead and flip the switch, turn my mic on. Ty is out of hand. First of all, this guy is trying to hold his head on retirement at a 64 event talking about that's alive. Boogs, what's wrong with him?
I don't know what's wrong with the man. The fact that the man wants credit for making top 64 is ridiculous. That's how you know the man belongs in the booth.
Great read on 3rd and 17, and what does he do? Stand still, take the hit, keep the clock running. I mean, Clef, here's the thing. There are a lot of people out there watching this thinking, I can do this. The problem is, this is the #1 player in the world. This is hard to go out there and do this against a player the caliber of Fancy.
Yeah, you can't watch this and think, he makes it look easy, but this is not easy. To just come out here and just dismantle somebody in the Final Four, this is a good player you're playing against. Yeah. This ain't Finals 128. This is a good player, and he making him look average, very mediocre.
24-3 our score. Nick Mazesco, Tyler Davis, one great user, Boogs, and Clef the God with you. Well, do we have a little life? Picked off and we're going the other way.
Cheat the king. Cheat him.
Fancy saying, you know what, you owe me 1 or 2 more, but
yeah, I got to get a couple more of those to feel better.
Yeah, but now you're starting to see Fancy sit up now, looking like he has a little bit more confidence. He was kind of laying back, looking like he was just deflated. You heard him over there just whispering to himself, saying, what more can I do, and stuff like that. You got to stay locked in, because the only way you get the fluky is by putting yourself in position.
And we've seen it before, guys. Score, stop, score. It's a 1-score game at that point. He's got all 3 timeouts. And it's still not the end of the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, it's still time, but not much.
Yeah, he need to score right here. You thinking just score before the 3rd quarter ends.
Got triangle?
It's a beam.
Herman Moore. And the KO. Those KOs going crazy.
Oh, yeah. And that animation right there that kind of carried him back inside the field, kind of just led him right to the knockout. He might have been able to complete it had he just gone with just a basic possession catch towards the sideline.
Brunel, 3rd and 10. Stepping left, throwing left, and incomplete pass.
Yeah, and that play right there is what Fancy's been going to, all tournament long. Earlier, the same spot shake, but Henry just all over it. I mean, he got to watch the game. He's been in the lab for it, and everything was bagged on that play.
Here we go, 4th and 10, minute 42 in the 3rd quarter. Can Fancy take advantage of the interception? He's got 2 wide to the left side, 2 to the right side. Brunel back to pass, pressure off that left side, picked off underneath. It's Reed going the other way. And Henry's defense putting points on the board. Call him the king for a reason. This one's all floody. Everybody here turned and looked at user. Everybody here, everybody turned and looked.
He's the one that's most accustomed to being in these type of situations. So this is his expertise. Aside from jokes, he's used to being in a position where he's getting flooded.
Because Boog's not going to get flooded. But at the end of the game,
he ain't gonna win either.
Crazy stuff. Yeah, he not gonna
win the game.
Yeah, he not gonna win.
First off, you ain't have to go that far. You could have kept that one. All right.
The fact is, you told me I'm out here getting flooded. Never, sir.
Nah, you didn't. Because on level next, you had a close game.
Yeah.
Only won by like 40.
Here's a pick one more time.
That's crazy.
It's good user underneath to get that pick.
That's crazy, man. Big interception right there by Ed Reed. I'm over here eating hot chips trying to fight this man. This is out of control.
Can we get user some milk?
Milkman.
Yeah, J.J. Watt's the milkman, but really user's the milkman. 1st and 10, throwing it left side. 31-3, 2 for 17 passing the ball.
You don't even see this in Madden 23. You never see this type of performance in Madden 23.
Have we ever seen this on the stage like this?
I mean, you know.
Well,
we've seen Drenny do something.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Madden Bowl. Madden Bowl 19. Minute 5 left. On the left side, Drake London, feet in bounds. Nope, it's going to be 2nd and 10. Here's the tough part. We got this great live crowd here, but it's a 31-3 game. So get excited for another incomplete pass, everybody!
And they ain't leave yet.
They ain't leave
At least
yet.
they ain't leave. You know what I'm saying?
That's because they love Madden.
They ain't empty out.
Oh, I saw Dez dozing off, though. I think.
Oh, that's a book.
That's another book. Jesus.
Oh, got it. Okay. Yeah, you got this unit?
Nah, I don't have it either. Henry needs
Isn't Henry supposed to order the Uber at this point? You see how much money he's made here?
At this point.
He should, right?
Fancy need to press the middle button. That's what
With the middle one and then score. Yeah.
Need to delete that too.
Hand off to Davis. Picking up 5 left side. Not to mention, guys, we have a full day of action tomorrow. Back at it, the other half of the bracket. By the end of tomorrow, we're going to have a Madden Bowl final.
I mean, no one would expect this for Fancy to come out here and get flooded. He was on the hottest run. And, you know, things just started off early for him. You know, you hate to see back-to-back fumbles, you know, but Sometimes it happens.
Oh man, lights out. How about lights? Another New York native. What Henry's been doing is very similar to Problem in the pre-MCS era, but even more impressive. Execution at his finest. You just can't beat him right now and making it look all too good. I mean, it's hard not to talk about the greatest without bringing up Problem right.
I mean, listen, Problem was great.
Are you about to slander Problem right? I'm going to step over here. Can we get one shot on user?
Let me stop, because you know the movement sitting back waiting when they pitch for it. Like, watch it. That's what you say. I'm just saying, you know Problem's great, but what Henry's doing has never been done before.
Anybody else want to comment on this side about?
I just
okay. Clef just hit me with the pass.
What you mean, be honest?
You definitely wanted to say something else, but it's okay.
Tell me what I wanted to say.
It felt like some animosity there, just a little
Why
bit.
would there be any animosity?
I
don't know.
Hey, Wright is one of the greatest of all time. Never. I'm just saying what Henry is doing has never been done. Yes, Problem went on a great run, but what Henry's doing this is historical.
That's epic.
Will it ever be done again?
Well, you want to talk about unprecedented. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but we've given away 3 dump trucks so far. We got a 4th one coming up at the end of the game. An all dump truck giveaway day, and it's all that new Super Bowl program. I know, Ty, you're excited about that Julian Edelman coming out tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Can't wait for that. Like I said, one of the best slot receivers ever, but you get the, slot apprentice. You get all the abilities on Jules. He's an absolute stud. I think we're going to see him a lot in Madden Ultimate Team going forward.
31-3 here. As Henry does what Henry does. More domination. Now the weird part for Henry, though, Clef, and again, I don't know if it even affects him at this point, but he's got this now a week off. He's going to be out here in San Francisco. Is there any part of that that's going to be a challenge for him? At least before, when he had a week off, he was sitting at home.
No.
All right, cool. Have a great day. Thanks, Clef. Appreciate you.
I think this dude is his discipline is why he's here. He has a championship mentality. He is a true champion. If you speak to him, you understand why he's winning. So I don't think that's going to be a disadvantage at all.
I mean, he has a whole week to cook Bugs in the gym. I mean, what's not better? You know what I'm saying?
That is true. I wish they had a camera on Bugs trying to get here.
Over-under set at 1.5 more days that Bugs will survive in the gym.
I mean, the fact that y'all out here spreading lies is ridiculous.
Spreading lies? The man backed it up himself.
There we go. Fancy with alert. There's Ted Hendricks. Finally, we get to see Ted Hendricks involved. I'm just saying the average speed of this crew walking out of here yesterday versus today has gone down by a lot.
But listen, to Bugs' defense, Henry wasn't the only guy cooking him. Kiv gave him some buckets too.
Lies.
I heard he was 10 feet off of Kiv, and Kiv was just dropping down those jump shots.
Kiv gave him some buckets.
Gave him the soft coverage.
Got some boards on him.
He did.
He got some boards on him.
I see a lot of nods coming from the crowd right now. Like, yeah, that's true. That's all true. Is your calf okay?
I mean, look, I'm.
Is it the knee too?
Yeah. The thing is, I'm on a half.
The lower extremities is just not working. The lower extremities are just not working.
Over the top.
I'm on a half
defense
leg.
again.
Okay. I'm on a half leg, and they still couldn't score. That's the crazy part.
Bugs, it took you 7 games to hit 1 shot. It was crazy.
Why you kept trying to get him to cook? He almost burnt the whole. It looked like this in here. He almost burnt the whole house down. You trying to keep cooking, Bugs? You about to burn the whole house down.
Hey, I was just wanting him to fry Henry one time. He just didn't have it there. I was like, cook, man, go to work. He just didn't have it. It's all right.
Well, Henry's going to pocket himself another $50,000. He's going to get to compete in another $100,000 game of Madden. And by the way, he's looking for 3 straight Madden Bowl titles.
Crazy.
That's unbelievable. And what's he at now? Over 750 with this win?
With that 50, he'll be at 650.
No,
he's already.
He's already at 7.
Oh, he's at 7 now after this game?
So
he'll get 750. So then
That
another
two
100
grown
out of
men
that?
are just counting this man's pockets so
Y'all
accurately.
lives.
It's crazy.
Y'all lives pocket watching kind of crazy.
This is insane.
This is crazy.
Hey, the fact that we had to pay to get into the gym was crazy.
That is 25.
Because all 3 of us went to the counter like, Henry took care of this, right? And they was like, no, man. We was like, what?
And he ain't even tell her that he was, mad and chill. Oh, I made a few thousand.
She didn't even know that you know who I am, though, right?
He said, yeah, I made a few thousand. A few thousand? Come on.
Like a fitting way for this game to end. Off Drake London's hands, into Henry's hands. 31-3. Put a bow on this one. A reminder, guys, MaddenBowlGiveaway.com is that Super Bowl ticket giveaway. You want to win a trip to Super Bowl? I know everybody here does. You'll get, if you're able to win, you get 2 tickets to Super Bowl, you get accommodations, and you get airfare out to Arizona. So make sure you head to MaddenBowlGiveaway.com. Make sure you enter that secret code we showed earlier, Super Bowl, to get some extra entries. There's a lot of ways to earn entries, and make sure you're tuning into the MCS each and every night. Clicking the link in that MaddenBowlGiveaway.com front page, you'll be able to earn some extra entries.
Well, I took them timeouts. I'm taking them timeouts right now. I'm trying to go get
You
7.
petty?
Yeah, for my pride. I gotta go get 7.
Okay.
Oh, this is petty penny bread.
I gotta go get 7.
Well, you love to see it. Just a head shake from Fancy. He knows that one got out of hand early. Once again, back in a final, it is the #1 player in the world, the 5-time belt winner, Henry. Ho-hum user, he's back at it again.
I mean, just a dominant performance. You know, Fancy had a great run this year, able to make the LCQ through everything. Just unfortunate the way his game started, and it's tough for anybody to be able to bounce back and fight that. Not only just playing, you know, somebody tough, but playing the best player, the greatest of all time. That's a tough situation to be put in. And Henry, hats off to him. Can he get the job done? He has one more. For the naysayers, he has one more.
One more to go. 31-3, your final score, a dominant performance. Nick Mazesco alongside one great user, Tyler Davis, Boogs, and Clef. Ty, there's really not much to talk about in that game because it went bad early, a couple fumbles on kickoffs. That's so hard to recover from. Even when you're playing for this much money and you're a professional, it still sucks when the ball's on the ground through fumbles.
Yeah, there's not much analysis on this one. I mean, to be honest, this was domination from the start. You get the 2 early fumbles. Obviously, that hurt Fancy. He wasn't able to bounce back from it. And to go 2 for 19 passing, that's just a credit to Henry's defense. I mean, just on another level, just so impressive.
Boogs, are the naysayers at home? User was saying he's not one of them. I know there's nobody on this desk that's one of them. But those naysayers at home that saying bubble champ, are we done with that now? He just went out and won 31-3.
You know, I really didn't want to divulge this information, but users really want to start this whole narrative
Oh
about bubble champs and all this. He's really the one. I've been a part of every interview. He's really the one that he decided to come up with that question. He's the one that decided to question that man, and I want Henry to address that.
You
when he
know,
comes on
first
this,
of all,
on this
you
stage.
know who started it. He whose name who cannot be said started it. I just read it. That was it. But the fact
He whose name who cannot be said.
Baltimore of the Madden community.
All right.
You know who he is.
31-3, the final, Clef. And for Fancy, like this is one of those games. Is this a game that's easier to put aside because it just went so wrong so early? There's not a whole lot to take from it.
It is, but 31-3, it's hard to put that one aside because that's you. That's what you put on tape. You know, it's easy to try to move on from it, but then when you come out here and then when time goes by and you realize, dang, I was a game away from the finals, that eats you away right there. This wasn't just some regular final 32 game.
Well, $100,000 will probably help a little bit to stem some of that, but it was a fully dominant performance from Henry, and he is the first finalist into the Ultimate Madden Bowl Finals presented by PS5 as we take a look at where our bracket stands. And by the way, you can get a look at some of those games we're going to see tomorrow as Henry awaits the bottom half of the bracket. We're going to get Dez and Cole and Kiv and Decroft. I mean, a stacked day of action tomorrow, but we still got to wrap up the action here from San Francisco. I'm sure at this point he's probably a little tired of talking to us. I don't really know how many more questions we can ask, but we figured we'd bring him to the desk. Madden Bowl finalist looking for his 3rd straight Madden Bowl title. Henry, good game? I mean, that one, it went bad early for Fancy. Able to get a couple fumbles there, and from there, I don't really know what to say. It was just over.
Yeah, that might have been the weirdest game of Madden I've ever played before. That was an interesting one, man. But yeah, I really don't know what to say to that one.
Well, guess what? You get to watch it because we're going to look at some highlights, and you get to see some of those weird plays. And you started off this game with a strip on a kickoff to get a fumble, and then you get a fumble on the next drive. I mean, that's got to feel as good as it can. We weren't even like talking about the game yet, and it was like, well, Henry has the ball.
Oh yeah, for sure. That was like pretty big, you know, on the kickoff. That's why, one, I laughed at. Not the fumbles. That's just like full on luck. But I laughed at kickoff.
He laughed at fumbles.
Hey, if anybody, you can ask Clef himself. Clef got 1 million kick returns on me, so I went and labbed a way to kick the ball to where it'll never be a kick return. So from there, it's just like a risk-free game for me. You know, it's all reward. So you know that was great getting that fumble there. I can't believe he kept taking it out too. And then you know, as far as him fumbling again. With his run, I really don't know what to say to that one. I don't know what to say to that one for real. I guess I got somebody watching over me, you know. God really looking out for me right now.
You know, here in these situations, you started out with 2 big fumbles. You know, do you feel like everyone else in the crowd, like it's over, or you just kind of like, well, I still got to keep my foot on the gas and stay sharp? Because, you know, in these situations, just playing anybody to start off with 2 fumbles, you kind of feel like, well, this is over. You need to go and quit.
Oh, yeah. I mean, obviously, you want to keep playing right. You want to, focus on the game still, because it's still the first quarter. There's a lot of game left. And, even though I'm up 10, getting the ball at half or whatever, you still got to, be locked in, keep playing. But, yeah, I'm not going to lie. When I got that, I thought that one was pretty over. I felt pretty good on offense. I said this before already. This is like the best I've ever felt. So, I was a lot more confident.
I mean, like Ty said before the game, is like it's so hard to ask questions about even this game because how the game kind of developed. But even on that play right there, do you feel like that was the moment, or do you feel like it was over long before you even got to that pick six right there?
I'm not gonna lie. After I got the second fumble, I thought the game was over. Like it was just handed to me for real.
Yeah, Henry, I don't really have a question. Just, have you ever had a game this flawless, like this perfect? I mean, I think he was 2 for 20 passing. Did you expect that in Madden 23?
Yeah, I mean, I thought I'd play pretty good defense, but I mean, I've known Fancy a long time, so, when he gets, like, unlucky or whatever, he kind of, like, gets out of the game. So he was really just going for a lot of deep plays, and I was just covering deep, and, that's really where all those incompletions came from, for real.
Well, now you get to this unique spot where you get like 6 days off. You just sort of get to hang out here in San Fran, enjoy the trip, and then get ready for a Madden Bowl final as you look for your, it's not a typo, 3rd straight Madden Bowl belt. Henry, congratulations, my man.
Appreciate it.
Another big win for the #1 player in the world. This day was amazing. But let me tell you this, we've got some powerhouse matchups coming up tomorrow. I can't wait for tomorrow's action. We've got one of the greatest rivalries in Madden history. If you were a fan of the club championships, you saw these guys duke it out in the Seattle Seahawks club championship. It is Kiv taking on D-Croft. Kiv, another one of those LCQ qualifiers. Can he ride the momentum to a deep run in the tournament, or will Clark University's D-Croft get a big win? Then, how about this battle? Maybe this one's getting a little overlooked because of the story behind the Kiv D-Croft game, but we get Cole and Dez, the #2 player who got to sit at home and enjoy this bye. He's got to take on one of the fieriest competitors we have seen in Cole as he takes that chip on his shoulder, and the user calls his offense bubblegum and wants to go out and prove that it's not bubblegum one more time. Dez is just staring. I just saw Dez's head pop out behind that camera, and it was terrifying. I thought it was Cole, first of all. I thought he was coming up here to fight me. Anyways, back at the desk, guys, let's wrap up what was an amazing day of action. User, what's your one big takeaway from today?
I'm just, proud of these guys about the media training, because I see Clef, he's over here saying off meta. Everyone's trying to take the bubble gum out of their library because they're getting upset the way the community is pressuring them. Well, I'm telling y'all, it's okay to say bubble gum, okay? It's all right. If it's not meta, it's bubble gum, period. But now, let's be honest. This was a great performance. Being back here to live, these guys stepped up and showed what it takes to be here. And besides that last game, we had great performances by David T and Fancy, and then Henry just showing why he's the best player in the world right now.
Ty, tomorrow coming up, 2 fantastic games. What can people look forward to?
Well, I mean, first of all, Kiv D-Croft is like one of the best rivalries we've ever seen. 2 legends going at it. Kiv, most MCS appearances, most wins ever. These guys, every time they play, it seems like it goes down to the wire. I want to know who can step up to dethrone Henry. Who even has a chance to try to dethrone Henry? Someone's got to step up, get to that finals, and make a name for themselves.
Books, tomorrow we get to see the only person in this field who's won a belt in a live event in Kiv. That experience has got to be invaluable.
Oh, yeah, that experience that Kiv has, and he's made the most live events, being at 14 total events, but then, being already making like 9 or 10 actual live events. That's such a special advantage that he has, and it puts him in a position where he's able to really just capitalize off that experience.
And Clef, that other game, Dez taking on Cole, sort of an interesting battle where I feel like that game's getting overlooked, but I feel like the clashing styles, and we've seen what both these guys can do defensively, should be a fun matchup.
Yeah, and defensively, you're going to see a mirror match. These 2 dudes, they run their dollar differently than everybody else. It's send 5 every play. No point to even have threat detector when you're playing against them. You know who coming every play. You know exactly who they sending off that edge. And I will say this, they're the only people who are relentless. They play relentless. Like, a lot of people, they'll send out here and send 3 and mix it up. But in an MCS live event game, that sending pressure, that get people rattled.
Tell you this, guys, the best part about tomorrow, We do it back here live, in person, with the crowd, with the guys. It doesn't get better than this, and we hope you guys are going to join us tomorrow. Now, before we get out of here, why don't we do a 4th dump truck giveaway? Because we have these amazing, that Super Bowl program, the 97 overall champions, Julian Edelman, Ray Lewis, Jerome Bettis, and Darnell Dockett. The winner of this dump truck is Chai Bears 2020. Chai Bears 2020. Congratulations, you're taking home a dump truck. Probably not as big of a fan of that Ty was when there was the Boston guy, but congratulations, Chai Bears 2020. Remember, tomorrow, you're not going to want to miss it. The Madden Bowl continues 7 p.m. Eastern time. Pre-game kicking off at 6:30. You're not going to want to miss the pre-game because we usually got some pretty good giveaways out there, and we're going to break down all the action tomorrow here from San Francisco. Again, the Ultimate Madden Bowl presented by PS5 tomorrow. Pre-game at 6:30, broadcast starting at 7. For everybody here from our San Francisco studio, for one great user, Tyler Davis, Boogs, and Clef the God, I am Nick Mazesco. We will see you tomorrow night for another day of the Ultimate Madden Bowl presented by PS5. It is Henry taking on COBO here from San Francisco, California, and we are so blessed to have each and every one of you. To the flat is Kittle, and Kittle is in the end zone once again. Henry, all of a sudden, it's a pick. That's a pick. User, you should know what a book looks like, because that's going the other way. We got David T taking on Fancy.
I'm going with Fancy to pull this one off. The Fridge pounds it in the end zone, and Fancy looking good, up 14-3.
Throws it left side, quick on, picked off, Harold Carmichael.
Game-changing play for Fancy.
And look at this guy,
I'm a winner. I gotta go with the king. I'm rocking with Henry.
Interesting.
Oh my God. Again! Oh my goodness, my boy just took him to the strip club, baby. Where the dollars at? Let's go.
Brady back to pass, throws it, high ball, Kittle, touchdown. This man is too good.
First name Henry, last name him.